I'm glad the inn wasn't severely damaged by the falling stars, though it did take me nearly the whole day to finish all those little repairs. The building might look a little battered, but it could be worse. Hopefully none of my customers got hurt yesterday. It's not much, but I should surprise them with a new drink on the menu. That way, whoever comes in can at least get a small taste of normalcy. Recipe unlocked. Sunny breeze. This delicious sunny breeze will melt your tensions and blow away your stresses, leading to enhanced charm, focus, and reflexes. It tastes like a pleasant wind flowing through the woods on a warm summer day, very popular among bards and rangers. I think that sounds like a good plan. Well, hello there, Inkeeper. So we've got cybernetic. Oh, I wonder if this is one of the guest stars. So the cool thing, hey Mara, the cool thing is they had during the Kickstarter several other, like, I'm not sure if they're games or like comics that were Tavern involved, came in and were like, hey, we really want to get involved with this, and so they actually collabed. So there's going to be a few guest stars. I know that some of the monster camp / monster prom people characters are going to appear. So that's exciting. Thank you for my hugs, Mara. It's been a long day. I need that hugs. This lady has cybernetic arms and a turtle. Jade. Okay, so I know Jade. Didn't think you'd show up again after last time. No hard feelings. Remind me again, who started that whole brawl? No clue, actually. Must have slipped my mind. Would a drink help you remember? If I wanted to chat about it, maybe. But you know how much the remnants of the past bore me. Then let's focus on the present. Let's. I didn't come all this way to revel in old times after all. Although, I brought you something I knew you'd find useful, just in case you did remember who started the brawl. Oh, this is interesting. Let me see. It's some Thunder Sage. Found it on one of my jobs, but didn't have any use for it. Just don't try to boil tea out of its leaves. Tastes dreadful. Numbs your tongue. You seem to be speaking from experience. Ah, an infusion unlocked. Thunder Sage. Thunder Sage has invigorating and inspiring properties. It was synthetically created by mages from the harbor city, Soford. Hey, Chameleon! Aw, thanks, Mara. Inspiration grants you the ability to extraordinarily motivate other people or persuade them to tell the truth. It gives magic and takes away defense. Your tavern seems to be getting on in years. Seems like nothing can escape the grip of time. Wasn't even sure if it was still open. Is it that bad? I guess some would say age adds character. And what would you say? I'd say you've gotten old. Ouch. Aw, don't take it too personally. You've still got some of your old spark, appeal. Ish. That's at least something. Not the brightest flame, but funky enough. Thank you? Now, I'd actually like to try one of your fiery drinks. What can I serve ya? Something that'll quicken my reflexes. Gotcha. Hi, Andu. It's time for your first petting in my sparkly eyes. Alright. Speedy, speed, speed. We know what that means. Swift strike. Alright, we've got Dex. 1, 2, 3. And then, 1 magic. And 1 defense. Ding! Hydrate. I will hydrate. No actual sparks, but perhaps something sparkly. Now that's what you call a drink. Maybe you haven't gotten on in years so much after all. Well, some things never wither. What are you doing in Zenith these days? I love the turtle. Turtle makes me so happy. Keeping up to date, checking out the latest town gossip after my most recent gig. Your most recent gig? I finished up a job in the Saya Plains. A sandworm kept terrorizing a group of seal oil merchants at the edge of the plains. I, myself, am very fond of those creatures. They just mind their own business, but sometimes, they gotta eat. But you know how it is, something's gotta pay the bills after all. So I took the gig. It was a cushy job, though I still managed to get sand between my teeth. Luckily, it was only a sandworm. And not one of those mimics that pretend to be part of local fauna, and... Ken! Oh! Ken is my darling and wonderful adopted brother. I love him so much. If anyone has the spare cash and wants to, like, throw some money at Ken, so Ken doesn't have to suffer through ads, aka throw a gift sub, I wouldn't be mad, but no pressure. Snap. Gone you are. Anyway, I also heard about some unrest in Zoford. From one of the local merchants and decided to go take a look. Thank you for my ad pennies, Ken. I know you can't hear me. Zoford, the seaport? Ken would be a subscriber themselves, but Ken has, as some of you in chat know, a lot of health and financial issues going on right now. And so cannot afford to sub on their own. I am totally okay with that. I would give them a sub if I could, but I don't have that ability to give free subs. So, oh, thank you, anonymous gifter. You're the best. I love you. I appreciate you. Welcome back from ads, everyone. And look, Ken, you got a sub. No more ads. Yeah, but now you don't have to deal with ads for the rest of the time. Actually, I mean, with who's here, it could have been quite anyone, to be honest with you. Yeah, well, I mean, but y'all have been to my streams post-work. I have lots of throat grumbling. That's what happens when you inhale dust and PET ANDU and nail dust all day. You know what's really annoying? It does not tell me when someone prime subs. It doesn't give me a notice. So my friend, I only know this because somebody prime subbed the other day, and it didn't give me a notice. And they were like, yeah, I prime subbed, but I wanted to send you an extra tip in their thing. Oh, treats for Artemis! Artemis! Your favorite part. The only thing you like about when Mom's on the light box. You know, we went a whole stream on Wednesday. No, Tuesday. We had a whole stream on Tuesday and nobody gave Artemis treats. She was very sad. Yes, the niece gets treats, Ken. There is no niece cam yet, but I actually have like a little corner I'm working on, and we do have an old cam, and so I'm thinking about setting that up. So like there's a niece cam, because there's a corner she sleeps in her bed, not the whole time we're here, but like it could be like in the corner, niece cam. She is doing well. She did not have to get a bath today, so she's pretty happy. And she got to hang out with her Auntie Michaela. She loves her Auntie Michaela. Yeah. Always considered a rather calm area. It was. It still is. Sometimes, at least. Initially, I thought the unrest was related to the local Thieves Guild. So I went there to deal with some bandits, look at their most wanted list, and cash out. I see another hydrate, so I'm gonna hydrate as well. I didn't miss that, I swear. I got distracted by treats for Artemis. So anyways, I was saying though that Prime Sub doesn't tell me, so if anybody Prime Subbed, I appreciate you. I really do. It just, I have it set up through Twitch notifications to tell me when someone Prime Subs. Like, they have a specific, tell me when someone subs, tell me when someone Prime Subs. It still doesn't tell me. But then again, my follower notification only works half the time too, so. So I went there to deal with some bandits, look at their most wanted list, and cash out. Yeah, I sub that way too when I sub to you, and I think you get notices normally, but yeah, yes, someone Prime subbed the other day during my stream, and it never gave me a notice. I only know because they told me in their little tip message. There was no real challenge though, so I didn't pick anything up. Other than a few hushed whispers at the marketplace, that is. Something about some archmage's familiar that went missing, or whatever. Room unlocked. Run away. Okay. We have... So, these, for those who were not here last stream, these are our rumors. We can piece together rumors. And when we piece together 3 pieces of a rumor, we get a full quest. So we are actually very close to the Shivermere Banshee, Mari Morgan quest line. We just need one more piece. Perhaps a job for you. I'm not a welfare association. Like, what do I care about missing familiars if no one's gonna pay me, you know? Of course. I was way more interested in hearing about the undead on the other side of this country that my colleagues were mumbling about. It's fine. I love this character's colors too, but mostly I love their turtle. This is my, like, mockingjay bird that just lives in here and occasionally he shits, and I guess that's fine. So, I came here, and naturally I couldn't resist coming by to see how you were holding up. Actually not bad. It was Tuesday, but I think, it went well. There was definitely 1 or 2 active chatters, so that was nice. It's always nice when I have some people, hanging out. Yeah, it was pretty good. I really would like to do more streams, like, when I'm not doing my regular Thursday stream. It's just, it's been a lot going on, and my fibro's been flared up, so, yeah. I did manage to, get those done, though, because I got given that unexpected day off. Yeah. Yeah, fibro's been bad everywhere. Mara, if you are interested in watching part 3, if you are interested in the story or whatever, it is up on my YouTube already. The first run through, I got the bad ending. If you want to see an amusing reaction, you can skip through. I did upload the bad ending and the good ending separately, so if you want to see an amusing reaction, you can skip through to the end of the bad ending, because I was quite shocked, and I know it will make people laugh. Yeah, keep pretty cool, Ken. Not too cold. Cold is actually a bigger trigger for me than heat, typically. Um, but yeah, I keep pretty cool. Uh, yeah, I'm a sleepy baby. I'm a cold-blooded mammal, so when it's cold, it makes me like, if it's cold, like below 70, it's like sleep time. Well, fair, Mara. I'm just saying, if you really wanted to know how the story of the two characters ended up, it is there. Alright, I hydrated. Oh, and I stretched. Oh. Artemis was looking at me like, what are you doing, Mom? Are you hurting yourself again? I don't like this. I'm fine. So I came here, and naturally I couldn't resist coming to sleep by to see how you were holding up. See, I get triggered by heat, but more cold, and I think that really is because I'm so, like, prone to being cold-blooded. I also, like, naturally, like, my average temperature is, like, 96, 97. 96.7 is pretty typical for me, and so that's actually a little, like, on the low side for people. So that probably explains why I am so prone to reacting to cold, but also I have terrible blood circulation, so if it's cold, my fingies and my toesies get really cold. Aww, it's a baby. I'm lovely queen vibes. Yeah, oh my god. So, Ken, I know you've never been to a convention, but they keep especially at FurryCons, they keep the dealer's den really freaking cold. Because it's for fursuities and stuff, right? So they have to. But unfortunately, dealers sit at their table and don't move and get really cold. Yeah. Okay, treats for Artemis. Zeki gave you treats. Mara and Zeki. You're like, this is totally making up for Tuesday. Pretty? Oh, good girl. Also, your Uncle Ken says he loves you. It's right between your paws, you doofus. She's sniffing all around for where the last piece was. It's literally next to her paw. Oh my god. I gave her many, many head pats, actually. Well, technically I gave her neck massages. She doesn't really like people touching her head. I can get away with it, but she prefers being rubbed on the neck, so I gave her neck rubs. She also has a long neck. For those who've seen pictures of her, she has a long neck, and you will agree. Am I doing very well, thank you, or honestly not too good? Well, considering I apparently have some dark enemy of my past appear and threatening me, probably honestly not too good. I'd ask if you wanted to talk, but I think I already know the answer. Correct. Sure, whatever you say. So, do you know anything about those undead? Not really. I've been a bit occupied with cleaning up this mess. The tavern was just a tad affected by some recent incidents. What do you mean? The shooting stars? Well, hello there. Shooting stars? It's much more serious than that. Innkeeper, a drink please. Perhaps something to boost my defenses. I'll have to be equipped for every possible situation after this kind of morning. Yeah, so basically it is, kinda, but, so, to recap, the goal of Tavern Talk is I make these drinks and they can boost their, various stats, and I can actually change the outcome of their stories that way. Coming right up. Something to boost the defenses. Probably a Frosted Lagoon. Yeah. Oh, since it's the first time I've made this one tonight, a Frosted Lagoon. The Frosted Lagoon protects you from any physical and spiritual harm and cools you down even on the hottest of summer days. It even offers additional UV protection. What more could you ask for? So, defense. There you go. 1, 2, 3. I don't think that's generally encouraged. Oh! I poured too much accidentally. This is where we get to do my favorite thing. First of all, Ken, you have to see this because you'll love it. And you. Look at the boy. He's such a good boy. And then, it is not deer. It is Andu, though. Did you see his sparkly eyes? Also, I messed up on the drink, so guess what? We get to feed Andu. Good boy, Andu. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is really pretty art, which is part of the reason I backed the Kickstarter, because I fucking fell in love with the whole aesthetic. Yes! His eyes are the best. Well, so like, oh, okay. So in the Kickstarter, there was a goal, a stretch goal to pet Andu, to add petting Andu to the game. You could already feed him, but you couldn't pet him. And we didn't actually make it during the Kickstarter, but they were like, we want it so bad, and y'all want it so bad, we're gonna make it one of our social goals. So if we got enough social things done, like wish lists, etc., it's followers on Twitter, etc. Well, it is and isn't. It was something they had never actually somehow thought of, and it does take a lot of extra coding. So then we didn't make it on Kickstarter, and we got close. They were like, since we got so close and you guys really want it, if we can meet these social goals, we'll get Pet Andu. And so we met the social goals, so we got Pet Andu. I think they really just wanted an excuse to put Pet Andu in the game, but they are like, I mean, the team's real small for this game, so I'm not gonna judge them. So, when you are done a drink and meets the customer's requested satisfaction, you hit the ding, and it teleports. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, I was pretty happy with it. The only disappointment to me is I didn't have money at the time of the Kickstarter to back for the digital lore book or the print-ready tarot cards that they made, and I really, really want them. To get both is about $25. Well, Holly is the most important. For those who don't know, Holly is my niece, and she is a baby kitty, and I buy her toys, and I buy her food, and I buy her litter. And by baby kitty, I mean she is an old lady, but Holly gets what Holly wants, and Holly rules the Ken's world. So how would you be able to without hands? Haha. I think they just don't show the hands. I mean, we have hands, but, yeah. Please, enjoy. Yeah, just because we don't show the hands doesn't mean we don't have them. Also, magic. Like dragon scales. Sturdy, strong, flawless. I'm glad I could impress. You have no idea how much this catastrophe has affected the poor citizens of Zenith. Really? Really? Since many of them are my customers, I'm pretty sure I have some idea. And my day off. I can only imagine what scars it must have left on the rest of the country. I mean, if some star rain managed to affect not only the tavern, but the whole city, it must have been pretty bad. Speaking of which, I'd be happy to help you fix this place up. If the money's right, of course. No, thank you. I'm closing up early today and tomorrow to take care of things. Alright, Chief. The offer stands. What? You don't really believe it was just shooting stars, do you? What else would it have been? Have you not seen the damage? Last time I checked, shooting stars were flaming comets traveling through the firmament of Cassiopeia. Sometimes they crash on Gaia. Rarely, but it happens. Nothing I would worry about. Just an average Genesis for me. Cassiopeia helped me. What? Do you know something I don't? Of course we do. Perhaps. Oh, do enlighten me, please. Well, it seems you're not aware of who you're talking to. Nope. My name is Alethea Anwar. I'm a devotee of the great dragon Cassiopeia, bringer of change and lady of the Gilded Sea. I fight for those who cannot fight for themselves, bring justice to those who would bring doom. And I am very aware of when something is wrong with the firmament. Cool. Pleasure to meet you, Alethea. Now, trust me when I tell you, this one's more than just your average asteroid shower. I'm bad at trusting strangers, but go ahead. I believe something way worse happened. What? I know the stars fell from the sky. Literally. Usually I reside in the Aperture. It's a temple in the far northeast dedicated to Cassiopeia. But for my niece's birthday, I decided to take a few days off and visit her to take her to the carnival on the outskirts of Zenith. We were just on our way back when suddenly, right above us, the sky was ablaze with millions of stars raining down on Gaia. I'm very attuned to the realm of Cassiopeia, the harbor of all luminaries of the firmament. Just say astral realm. That wouldn't do the place justice, but what would you know? It's vast and yet so full of beauty. It's an ocean with a glistening surface, home to creatures beyond our comprehension. It's the theological term for it. Anyways, I noticed something was off the moment it happened, perhaps even a tad beforehand. Like the feeling of impending doom when the spectacle last night left a mark on Fizoa. Not everyone agrees, but a cleric of Cassiopeia claims it was something seriously sinister. Welcome back. How is the Holly? Is she content? All the hairs on your neck stand up and you know there's a creature lurking somewhere in the shadows. Exactly. Which is why, Inkeeper, I came here right after fulfilling my duties this morning. So many were hurt. It's a matter close to my heart, figuring out what happened. After inquiring with those affected, many referred to you in your tavern. If anyone had any intel, it would be you, they said. Oh, good. I'm glad. They did? Yes. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I imagine I know even less than you do. Inkeeper, you got a note from the creepy dude who said to enjoy the show. I was hoping to find some clues at least to help me start with my investigation. Well, she could ask around for you, I'm sure. Would you do that? I can certainly try. Good. In the meantime, I shall do what I do best. Aid those in need. And perhaps find out more about this disaster. Why? What? Why are you so nonchalant about all of this? Things like this happen all the time, and people like you fix them. Thus, not my problem. People like me are the reason people like you can continue living like that. I didn't ask for any help. There will be a time when you do ask for help, and then you will be happy there are people like me. Sure. Before I forget, Inkeeper. Yes, Alethea? I will help you fix up your tavern, free of charge. Not necessary, but thank you for the offer. Well, if you don't need my help, I know many around that do. So, I'll be going. Maybe we'll know more about this all when they return. Character information unlocked. Alethea. Alethea is a seraph. She is 25. She is a cleric of the Aperture, lawful good alignment, and a high priestess. Alethea is a righteous devotee to the dragon Cassiopeia, a fact she makes sure everyone knows. Oh, the furry! Hold on, I'll get to her. She is very eager in her ambitions to save people and protect the world from falling stars and the like. This is Care. She is a Vukakin. I hope she'll be on tonight's stream. She'll probably be on tonight's stream. And then Jade, so far all we have is that she is Maida, a bounty hunter from the Saya Plains, chaotic good, and loyal. Harkana is the Emperor. How dramatic. Isn't it normal for divine devotees to act like that in times of crisis? There are actually, so if you were here for the wanted posters when I went through them, there are a bunch of furries that very clearly back this game. And also, based on the wanted posters, the artist is quite familiar with drawing furries, so yeah, that would be my assumption. Vukakin, by the way, are not the same as werewolves in this world. And, oh, I see a Veil in the background. Hi, Veil. Thanks for lurking. You're probably doing editing. And a Vukakin can, in fact, be turned into a werewolf, like, if they get bit by one. So, that was an interesting development. Not sure if I'd call this a crisis. Sure, if it's like she said, and the literal stars fell from the literal sky, then yeah, that's odd. But then again, I'm sure Cassiopeia would have stopped it from happening if she'd wanted to. Are you religious? No, but I don't deny the dragon's existence. Which means I'm more than confident in saying that if they want to be worshipped, they should work for it. We all work for something. I work to get paid, you work to get paid, and they just get paid without working. Alright. I've known Jade for years, but it's good she sees she's back in the area. She's not the type of person you ever have to worry about. She's strong, independent, and always looking for a new gig to make a living. A little empathy probably wouldn't hurt her, but that's probably too much to ask for. I wouldn't say they aren't working. Then what are they doing to help in a crisis like this? They're taking care of the grand scheme of things. Pah, wishful thinking. Well, hello, other new character. Hi-oh! Greetings, adventurer. Oh, he's fidgety. Oh my god, his fingers are cats. On this side. And his scarf is possibly alive. His fingers are only cats on one hand. Who? Me? You're the only one who entered my tavern, no? Yeah, but in what way do I look like an adventurer? That's just her standard greeting. Budget doesn't cover anymore, I suppose. They also make little snippy comments about you being an NPC and budget and stuff. I have a wide variety of greetings. If that makes you feel better. Hit me and give me something from your repertoire of greetings. Ayo, bro. Cringe fail. Didn't you greet me like that? It's different when I do it. Yeah, their whole demeanor revolves around cringe. Yeah, exactly. Wait, what? Who even are you? Jade. You. Inoko! Cool name, Jade. Can I steal it? What? What? I'd prefer if no one stole anything. Drinks. Got it. Can I have a drink then, if I can't have your name? Of course. What do you want? What do you have? Everything. What do you need most right now? Something that'll make me more swift and agile. Really? You're already fidgeting like crazy. I don't... Okay. Like a slippery worm. Can't risk getting caught after all. What? What? Worms can be slippery. That wasn't... Never mind. A slippery worm coming right up. Well, we all know what swift and agile means. Swift strike. Be a leaf on the wind with a swift strike. This must-have for any dexterity-devoted adventurer grants you agility, speed, and remarkable accuracy. Oh, and a tasty drink. With an order this delicious, you'll exceed any dwarf's kill count in no time. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go with the magic and a defense. Good boy, Andu. They're both having swift strikes. No worms, but perhaps it'll suit your taste. Oh, wow! This is great! Amazing, even! Where did you learn this craft? In the primordial vortex? Don't look at me like that. I'm just joking. You aren't from here, are you? Who? Me? Who else? Corey? Is that the thing on your shoulder? Bingo! It's short for corruption. Ah. No. I meant you. Well, I'm nowhere, anywhere, and everywhere all at once. But most of me is from Avalon. Ah, an Avalonian. Native born or by ancestry? Native, duh. Huh, that's interesting. I find it pretty lame, to be honest. There's nothing going on over there. Everyone's the same. And you think it's different here on Gaia? Yeah, I mean, not really, but I can go anywhere I like. Barely anyone knows me here. Theft, identity fraud, it all's goody with me, because I can be someone else tomorrow. I'm not sure about this guy. In Avalon, they all see through that game very quickly. I see. Changeling, then? Yes, and I say so out of trust. Just kidding. If you tell anyone, I'll come for you. Fret not. What happens in the tavern stays in the tavern. Then we're cool. Cool. So, what brings you here, Iniko? This and that, you know. Zenith seemed like a cool town with a cool name. Got distracted by that giant hog in your front yard and thought I'd come in and say hi. That would be mine. Cool. I don't do mounts, I'm faster on foot. That way I can admire the landscape, take U-turns through narrow spaces, pickpocket, and did you admire the wrecked ruin that was once Zenith? I mean, I love chaos, so... I don't think I have heard anything that makes me think that I would enjoy Papers, Please. Is it that bad? Do you ever leave this tavern and keep? The city looks like a broken mirror. You bet it does. Looks like a star hit the center of Zenith, and Jade, you were just saying it was no big deal. Can you make up your mind? Boom. Yup. Oh. Zenith is in shambles after the starving last night. The crater left in the city center carved a destruction that rippled through the town. But there's nothing we can do about it. Exactly. Someone will fix it. And that someone's not me. Ha! Me neither. That someone could be you. Me? No. Nuh-uh. Absolutely not. I don't get involved with these sort of things. Ever. Who am I to fix other people's problems? Are they gonna pay me for it? Not enough, that's for sure. You work for nothing, and in the end, no one thanks you for it. Heroism is an unprofitable art form. If you're unlucky, you'll even get in trouble for destroying someone's property. And that after you just fought tooth and nail to save a village from eternal damnation. Or something like that. Exactly. I know Jade is a mercenary, but say, Iniko, you aren't exactly a traditional adventurer either, huh? Ugh, no way. Their self-righteousness and self-sacrificial hero complexes ain't my vibe. I wouldn't say all adventurers are like that. Name one adventurer that didn't die from self-sacrificial tendencies. I mean, I'd probably be down to play a furry VN. I knew one, but they perished thanks to their hubris. Another classic. Reminds me of the group I met last week in Ereve. They were nice, but too nice, you know? I know exactly what you mean. Are they also on their way to investigate the falling stars? Considering that just happened, like, last night, I'm not sure how. Nah, they were heading somewhere north. Didn't really listen. Didn't care. But I was nice to them, too, you know. Charmed some rations out of them when they prepared breakfast at their camp. Sat around the campfire drinking tea, munching on bread and bacon. Hydrate. Thank you. I did just take a drink, but I will hydrate again. One of them was a wizard, I believe. Full-on robes and magic type of guy. Kept going on about how Leviathan was sending bad omens to the bottom of his teacup. Leviathan? Huh. Why him? Dunno. Was he trying to warn you about his sister's demise? His sister? Cassiopeia. Ah, right. Sorry, mythology isn't really my cup of tea. What is your cup of tea? Fraud. Oh my god, okay, so I noticed his hair and a knife before. I didn't notice that Corey also gets a tiny knife. Checks out. Iniko, Changeling, Monk, Avalon, Chaotic Neutral, Judgment. Originally from Avalon, Iniko is now vibing on Gaia, probably because people here aren't used to the trickery of changelings yet. They're always looking for a new victim to fool and don't take anything too seriously. The thing on their shoulder is called Corey, short for corruption, obviously. So, Leviathan warned him via his tea leaves about the start of something terrible. Tattered wings tainting the gilded sea in the dark shades of misery. Leaving behind nothing but a shimmering void. That's exactly what he said. How did you know? I think I read that somewhere before. Did you also read about the blazing eruption at the foot of the Entowol Hills? No, but I heard about it when I was in Zephyr. Thought the Fae were doing one of their quirky rituals again. Wait, so it actually happened? Yep. He also read that from his tea leaves. Whoa, seems like the guy really was a psychic. I guess, divination magic can be a powerful tool. The tea leaf said, the wings shall be torn apart at the feet of Avalon, nestled between the peaks of Dalwell. Dalwell? So it really could be true. What? It sounds like whatever happened to Dalwell was the reason the stars fell from the sky. Tainted gilded sea, shimmering void, metaphors for a starless sky. If the wizard was right about his tea leaf reading, that is. But if it's with what I heard in Zufford, happened just a few days ago. Oh, that's how you're connecting it all. A psychic wizard foretold the stars fall in their teacup. Apparently it's just a fragment of the calamity that can be traced back to Dalwell. How else? No idea. I thought he was just babbling. With everything that's been happening recently, I think he might have actually been onto something. Odd that the adventurers didn't try to stop it from happening. Perhaps no one would pay them for it. Or their other job paid better. Maybe they didn't want to be held responsible for any possible repercussions. Maybe they just realized they can't save everybody. Maybe they were just pretending to be adventurers. Maybe they were the cause of all this and just bragging about it, thinking I'd stop them. Haha. Enough with your maybes. They're pointless and aren't helping anyone. I'm getting a headache. I'll go get some fresh air. So long, Inkeeper. Merry hunting, Jade. Now it's just you and me, Inkeeper. Indeed, Inigo. But not for long. I'm getting bored and I'm broke. So you're going to look around town. Surely some people don't need their shiny things anymore. Good luck finding someone to help that definitely isn't me. So far, I haven't been disappointed by the others. You know how to never get disappointed? How? Never have expectations, duh. Could have figured that one out. So now I'm gonna rate up a new quest. Twinkle, twinkle, deadly stars. The beautiful yet disastrous starfall left Zenith in shambles. The city and surrounding farmlands are destroyed and some people are left homeless. A mere meteor shower wouldn't leave the entire night sky empty, so what exactly happened? Is it a harbinger of something more ominous yet to come? Whatever it may be, it's said that a fragment of this calamity can be traced back to Entowol, an island in the south of Fescia. Yeah, that... Fescia? That sounds right. Fasawa? Feed the Andu. Sweep the floor. Candle, candle, burning bright. Turn it off. Raining today. Act 2, Chapter 6, A New Dawn. Second day of the astral moon. Oh hey, my friend's back. Inkeeper. Rhea. You got any new lines for me? Perhaps, but I'll only trade them for new ones of your own. Stretch time! Stretch, stretch, stretch! And treats for Artemis! Oh no! Ken, I will never deprive you from petting and paying attention to Holly, because Holly is important. Just like Artemis. Look at babies! Here you go, babies. Oh, Artemis says she approves. Make me a drink. I had a long night. Want to tell me about that? No. I get it. You need some stamina first. What I need is some defense to ward off your questions. I'll go check if I serve that. I believe Frosted Lagoon. I don't think it's going to help you with my questions, though. Oh, okay. Frosted Lagoon. Some defense to keep your favorite innkeeper at bay. Who says you're my favorite? I might be after this drink. Fair enough. You're climbing up there. I'm very happy to hear that. Now I've got a question for you. You think you can handle that? I'll try my very best, Mrs. Frostgrip. Ms. My bad, Ms. Frostgrip. I just thought since you're such a catch, keep it to yourself. Alright. It's Kyle here. I was looking for him around town, but not a single little lassie has seen him. Thought maybe he got crushed by a falling star. Worried? No. I see. I think he should be waking up right about now. Oh, he still has his slime friend. Rhea! There he is. Oh, I missed you so terribly. I thought you had died, or worse, abandoned me. I thought the terrible fathoms of time had taken a new friend from me yet again. I'm fine. I love Kyle. He actually has a very long name, but Rhea decided it's short for Kyle. Are you sure? Can you see her too, Inkeep? Yes. Yeah, his name is actually like... I wonder if they have his whole name in here. Characters. Yeah, his name is Alphonse Louis Frederic de Quat du Sang. Rhea determined that's short for Kyle. And Kyle agreed. So yes, his name is Kyle. Very much so. By the dragons! So she is not a dream, nor a fragment of the past. I'm very happy you're not dead, Rhea. Thanks. Would you like to see the gift I bought you? Gift? When I was at the market all by myself, missing you terribly, I found these gorgeous earrings that reminded me of you. Ah, I'll help you put them on. Wait. Are those suns? Yes, because your friendship lights up my undead life. What do you think? I like them. They match my other jewelry, and the craftsmanship is decent. You mentioned you like leatherback clasps. I do like them. When did I say that? Not sure. At some point. Or maybe I dreamed it. That is very likely. Speaking of dreams, I had the strangest dream about the stars falling down the other day. They crashed onto Gaia like a rain of fire, or beautiful fireworks. There must have been something wrong with my drink. Anyhow, Rhea, where did your slime go? It was washed away by the falling stars. The rain of falling stars? Oh! So the empty night sky wasn't a dream? No. Guess Cassiopeia couldn't carry it all anymore or something. Incredible! So it wasn't one of your strange drinks, Inkeep. Does that mean I can drink another one without a vision of falling firmaments again? Worth a try. Then I would like to try, preferably something that will make me strong enough to lift a star. Just in case I would like to. I'll see what I can do. So, high strength, huh? Southern Brawler. The Southern Brawler is the perfect combination of offense and defense, dominated by the piquant ogre aroma of Ignis. This drink is served fiery hot or ice cold, depending on the kind of fight you're looking for. Haven't gotten Rhea's voice quite right. I don't remember what I used for her last time. Here, my best attempt at supporting your star-lifting career. Oh, this is delicious. Do you think a molten star would taste like this? No. No? No. I'm gonna look it up. What did I do for her voice last time? It was something like Scotch, vaguely Scotch. Perhaps. So, what do you two think about the star rain? It was very bothersome. I think it was like Squish. Brogue. Dwarfenberg. It was very bothersome. I had to look for shelter on my way back from the Rockwell Cliffs. They better hurry and clean it all up. You've got somewhere to be. Still have to get the vampire to Barovia before I can get me hands on the gold. Who? Ye. Oh, splendid! I haven't been in Barovia in quite some time. I cannot wait to see it again. For those who haven't picked it up, Kevin may not be all there. But until then, I can search for other materials, better ones even. This isn't going to happen by sitting around. Are you collecting loot for your dragon horde? What? No? In what world do I look like a dragon to ye? They are masters of disguise. Oh, treats for Artemis. Artemis, you're getting so spoiled tonight. This is totally, she's like, this is totally making up for Tuesday. Shake? You have to do something for this. No, shake. Thank you. Pretty. Chill. Yeah, good girl. You have to actually work for those treats. It's like the 5th treats, so work for it. What about you, Inkeep? Am I a dragon? You are? No, I'm afraid not. But you smell so primordial. Thank you? If you're not a dragon, Rhea, what do you need materials for? Decorations? Ingredients? Don't ye worry. I'm not trying to steal business away from ye. They're for crafting. Like, for friendship bracelets? No. For weapons. You're going to war? But I just got you back! I'm not going to war, you idiot. Won't see me fighting for anyone but myself. Are you a blacksmith, then? I am, and I'm looking for the right material to smash the next ore heart competition. I'm going to travel all the way to the caves of Ur for that one. That's so far! Can I come with you? That sounds very exciting. I hope you'll come back to show off your creation once you've won. I'll think about it. How are you feeling about the stars having to be located, Kyle? It's fascinating! You think so? Yes! Now that I know it was not a dream, the implications are dazzling. Yesterday, when I was looking out into the night sky, I could see nothing but darkness. But then, as I stared at the sedating nothingness, I could see an astral hairfish hopping across the sky. Its sparkling tail left a gleam of light in its wake. It was followed by more of its kind, like a pack finding a place to rest for the impending sunrise. With the light of the stars blinding me, I would never have been able to see such a spectacle. And you still thought you were dreaming? I thought the stars had just gone into hiding. We all do that sometimes. I would love to know how they're doing on Earth. Must be enjoying the new atmosphere. Possibly. Speaking of exciting, have you found a chance to peek at that letter of yours, Inkeep? I'm afraid not. Either way, how exciting! You know this world never ceases to amaze me with its natural wonders. This was by no means a natural wonder. Welcome back, Miss Anwar. Who are ye? The Wonder Police? I am Alethea Anwar, High Cleric of the Aperture and the chosen of Our Lady of the Endless Light. And I have returned to this establishment to investigate the tragedy of the Starfall. Not one of those protagonist types. Inkeeper, I am happy to see that you were able to collect more information for my research. I am grateful for your help in these trying times. At your service, miss. What are these times trying? Me and the wonderful people of Asteria. An empty night sky is no laughing matter. These must be taken care of swiftly. I'd guess it's empty every time of the day now, actually. How does that not worry anyone? We have other things to worry about. And if these sorts of things stopped happening, this babbler would be out of a job. Indeed. I find it very exciting. There's somehow even more worrying. Say, are you a vampire? What else would he be? I am indeed! That is also very exciting. Do you have any affiliation with the Marrow Castle? What is a castle? Hydrate. Oh, hey, Jax! It's been a while. Ah, thank you for my water. Why are you asking? While I was seeking shelter from the calamity, I came across a young echo with a gloomy temperament. Or rather, I came across his hands in my pockets, attempting to steal my most precious spell components. Luckily for him, I am not a very vengeful person, and I believed in the redemptive power of second chances. And he did make an effort not to steal from me again. Very wise. Did he travel with you? No, we went our separate ways. I believe he wanted to be alone after narrowly escaping an encounter with a horrid vampire. Horrid vampire? They must have been very hungry. As they tend to be. Only if they're not eating responsibly. Who did you say you encountered again, Miss Alethea? A roguish wind echo? Ah, yes. A windy aftertaste is hard to resist. And primordial blood is a delicious luxury. Speaking of which, Inkeep. No. Are you from the primordial sea? Not in the slightest, but my blood would taste delicious if I was willing to share it. I'll see you next time, Mara. I see. What about your blood, Miss Alethea? Are you out of your mind? Propositioning a holy woman for her blood? Ken, it's because Holly knows I love her, and, she can feel my desire to love her. Well, you've got a lot of it. Fair question. And I need to keep up all of my strength against the looming evils of this world. Without me, who would even care enough to investigate this whole mess? After all, none of you seem to care. Besides, a taste of my blood would probably reduce you to ashes. I like your unwavering sense of self-importance. Thank you. I like your earrings. Thanks. So, what are your next steps for saving us citizens? Well, your rumors are all over the place, which is good. That means there's a lot to look into. Still, I would have appreciated a bit more organization. My bad. I will start my investigation at Zenith and Themith. Have a closer look at the wreckage caused. Maybe examine the rubble more closely. Perhaps it harbors hidden clues. Once I have found what is going on, I will put a stop to it. The stars have already fallen, lassie. Not a lot you can do for them. Then I will make sure nothing like this can ever happen again. Perhaps Cassiopeia can even be healed. It is imperative for the order of this world that she herself does not fall. Couldn't agree more. I know you've got this under control, Miss Anwar, but how do you feel about a little drink to boost your spirits? You have a long investigation ahead of you, after all. If you're offering, thank you kindly. What can I get you? It depends on the approach I decide to take with this. I could focus on the investigative aspect, really dig my heels into connecting the threads, analyze the situation, find hidden clues, speak to the locals and those affected. Of course, I would have to do so strategically. Without the right approach, this plan would fall apart. And perhaps I would even need to inspire bravery in others to care about my cause. On the other hand, who knows who caused this? If I focus too much on theory, I might not be in the right condition to fight whoever I encounter. But you will be able to talk to them. That's always much more entertaining. Not everyone can be reasoned with. In such a case, I should be able to properly defend myself, especially if something similar should threaten to occur again. I need to be prepared for even the worst-case scenario. I could offer you some phoenix chilies. Who knows what you'll encounter, but burning stars are best avoided with a hint of fire resistance. Sounds reasonable. So, either it's the right balance between intelligence and inspiration, or the ultimate fireproof self-defense. I am not yet certain which path I should walk. You should trust the Inkeeper with it. She always has the most wonderful solutions. Just this once, I shall. I'll make sure not to disappoint. I'm going with investigation and aspire. So which infusion do I need? I need Thunder Sage, right? Yeah. Thunder Sage. And then intelligence. So magic. Kind of drink. Probably this one, I would say. So do I want to use Sparkling Nebula? Fizzes on your tongue, rewires your synapses, inspiring great ideas and even greater stories. Or Sunny Breeze, enhanced charm, reflexes, and focus. Probably focus is more important in this case. Okay, actually, Andu. So that, and then oh no, it's gonna be because she wants 3, so it's gonna have to be the Sparkling Nebula. So 1, and then 1, 2. think perhaps the strategic way is the best approach. After all, you wish to help people, not fight them. That is very true. This is an excellent drink. I'm already coming up with a 38-step plan. Perhaps we should start at the nearby Gaia Temple. I heard it was unfortunately an impact site. The local acolytes will be sure to offer assistance. That sounds like an excellent idea. Thank you for your effort in helping this world, Inkeeper. Always happy to be of service. Say, Miss Holy Spirits, those fallen stars, are they still intact? They crashed into the ground, so no, they are not intact. Were they pulverized? Not fully, no. Would you say that falling stars make for an interesting type of material? For what? Yes! They would certainly be rare. Need any help on that holy mission of yours? I know a thing or two about rocks and light. Could give you some insights on those impact conditions. I can't say I'm an expert in geology, though I feel like I could make an educated guess. Nevertheless, sure, I would very much appreciate your insistence. Great, then I'm in. Me too! Do you know about geology as well? Or astronomy, perhaps? I know about astrology! And this all sounds very exciting. I've been terribly bored waiting for Ray to come back. This will greatly aid me on the mission of curing my boredom. Well, I do like to help. That is very kind of you. I know. You don't have to come along. Of course I do. Could you imagine if the stars fell down again? What if one crushed you? I need to stay close by so I can catch it. I don't think you could. The stars already fell, Kyle. Done deal. What about the ones in the primordial sea? What if it floods us with all of its mirrored stars? Unlikely. I'm not willing to take that risk. I'm going on this adventure with you. And with you, Miss Alithia. Great. Wonderful. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Let us not waste any more time. Thank you for your aid, Inkeep. I shall return with conclusions and perhaps even mended firmaments. I'm looking forward to hearing of your heroic deeds. How exciting! Wish me luck. Good luck. I hope you find suitable material. Me too. Still feel like I'm not doing her voice correctly, but I completely blank. My head can't remember it. A little cat. Hello. Hello. I would like your finest drink, please. A drink, you say? What do you have in mind, Miss? Melina. Well, Melly is fine. It's short for Melina. I see. Well then, Melly, what kind of drink would you like? Something tasty. Something that will give me new fun ideas? Oh, and some Thunder Sage. I don't have any money, but I've got something to barter for the drink. You don't need to pay. But I want to. It doesn't feel right otherwise. I know, it's so cute. Alright, fine with me. What do you have for me? Oh, thank you very much. Golden Feather. Golden feathers come from the speedy golden loons who molt their feathers every spring. They can be found near every major lakeside. A little haste makes any adventure inhumanly fast. Great for reaching long-distance locations and escaping every fight unharmed. Now I can accept a drink. Very well. Let me see what I can do. Alright. She wants something high intellect, so the Nebula again. And she said Thunder Sage. So 1. And nope. 1, 2, and 1. So the infusions will affect what you have to add for liquid. Some new, fun, and sweet ideas coming right up. This is perfect! I'm already feeling the energy for new hijinks running through my veins. Thank you! This is a really nice tavern. I think I'm gonna hang out here for a bit. I need a break from my investigations. Can I pet your familiar? No, he's quite antsy when he hasn't been fed. I'd worry for your hands. Okay! gotten a sheep in shadow. Okay. Oh. Yeah, she is quite adorable. Welcome back, Zephyr. Oh, Zephyr. Almost didn't see you there. I suppose I am as stealthy as the night. No, as the night. I meant as the night. Sounds like you need a drink. Desperately. One that will help me remember words. I've been quiet for so many hours, I think I've forgotten how to speak. That explains why we're communicating telepathically right now. We are? No. Who the are you? Was I too stealthy for you? No. Let's get you a drink so you can stop cursing at the child. Detective! Stop cursing at the detective. Yes, of course. Though my drinks don't come cheap. How much? I'll trade you one for a trinket. Ah, one of those. One of those. What if I didn't find one? Are you trying to tell me you made it all the way through a castle without stealing a single thing? Here, thought the place might like it. Oh, it's a bat clock. Pretty. For those of you who don't, who are confused, it just appeared on the wall to the right of the big window. Ooh. Well, my tavern tells me it thinks it's beautiful, but it is wondering what it might be. Thought it was smarter than that. Does the tavern want to guess what it is? An oversized stamp. You're not even remotely close. But imagine making a huge wax seal with it. I bet that would look so cool. You'd need a very big puddle of wax, though. I think such a large amount of wax would make it impossible to open any letter. Probably. It's a wall clock, adorned with hungry bats, one creature of the night telling time to another. A very inaccurate wall clock, it seems. It is nowhere near midnight. Its hands seem to have gotten stuck just before midnight for an eternity, or at least since I found it. Will this do, or will I have to pull another heist? This will do just fine. Good. And because I'm someone that always keeps his promises, I shall now prepare a drink for you. One moment, let's see if I have something that will make you more polite towards local detectives. Aha! I finally get to make the sunny breeze. Two, three, and two. Huh. It is not a sunny breeze. Oh, I see what it is. Clue is in the picture, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. 1, 2. That was a tricky one. No. Clue was in the picture for that one. Politely, a drink. Did I accentuate the right notes? Sure did. You should consider becoming a musician. I'm happy where I am right now, thanks. Now, will you be polite and tell me what happened? No. Why not? I don't even know who you are. I'm Melina, but you can call me Melly. No thanks. So, what else did you steal? Castles have many things, I've heard. Nothing. Shouldn't you be at school? Hey, Taru, and yes, the Cat in the Hood is quickly becoming a stream favorite, I think. I don't go to school. I'm already smart enough. Do your parents agree with that? My parents are dead. And they didn't come back as ghosts to tell me to go to school. So it can't be that important. I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay. It's already been this many years since they died. Just kidding. I can count. It's been 7 years. So I was only 3 when they disappeared forever. I don't remember a lot about them. But I already solved their murder, so it's okay. Did you avenge them? No, they got eaten by zombies, and the zombies got eaten by a T-Rex. Not a lot left to avenge. That makes sense. It does. A classic adventurer's tale. Right? I basically speedman my origin story. I've got dead parents as my motivation, and a detective career to make sure I can help other people. Because people didn't help you. Exactly. But it's okay. It made me into the adventurer I am today, and I like who I am. Doesn't it make you sad? No! What's your origin story? Yes, Zephyr, what is your origin story? It is far too dark for your own mind to handle. Best you don't know. Okay, what's your name? Blaze. But she just calls you Zephyr. That's my middle name. Okay, I'll respect your fake name, but only if you tell me what castle you stole the Inkeeper clock from. I think so, Taryu? Normally, my novel streams can only run, like, 2 to 3 hours, because my throat gets sore from talking. I'm going to yawn for at least a bit. Fine. It was Merrill Castle. I was on a dangerous quest to steal precious cape from a murderous vampire. Did she kill you? Obviously not. Not so murderous, then. She would have if she had caught me. So she didn't. No, I managed to complete the mission undetected. Thanks to the invisibility that took hold of my body, I was able to avoid the cohort of monsters she had put in my path. Oh, probably? But if not, like, I mean, I might, you can always catch it on YouTube or catch my next stream. Don't waste your data, though. Only the dragons know what would have happened if they had spotted me, weak and not prepared to fight. But they didn't. Even the living gargoyles with their lithic claws at her doors did not sense my presence. I waited until they were mid-argument to sneak through a nearby window that had been left open to grant spiders easy access to the castle. I heard Merrill Castle is very scary. Was it very scary? Yes. On a scale from 1 to parents being eaten by a T-Rex, how scary was it? In the middle, I suppose? Interesting. Did you run into any traps? I was able to spot and avoid them all thanks to my remarkable perceptive gifts. And your help. Anyway, I found the cape in her closet, hung up between ball gowns covered in rubies and diamonds. Did you take any? Maybe. So you're a thief. Obviously. Can you teach me how to be a better thief? I want to expand my portfolio. Why would I do that? Because I asked nicely? Forget it. Oh, you made her cry, Zephyr! I took the cape, along with whatever gemstones I could find, when I heard her approaching her chambers. Quickly, I hid among the dressing gowns, holding my breath to avoid making any sound. I thought I had made it through when suddenly she opened the closet doors. I was pressed so close to the wall I thought the wood would start vibrating in rhythm with my heartbeat. But she reached right past me, picked out a hat, and returned to her dastardly vampiric activities. What are vampiric activities? I don't know. Sucking blood, turning into bats, scheming about blood. Lots of blood stuff, it sounds like. Indeed. Did you make it out of there easily, Blaze? I found a secret passageway that led below the pond, through the earth, into the summit of the Witch's Peak. Almost scared the strange cleric to death when I regained my invisibility. She was ready to ignite me with her golden flames. That seems harsh for just a little jump scare. Are you sure your fingers stayed in your pockets? Who can say? Ha ha! That's the one that the cleric was talking about. I wondered if it was him. Speaking of sleight of hand, where did you find that clock? It was sitting in a display case in the middle of a hallway that stretched on forever. Then, how did you know it was in the middle? I could feel it. The case was locked, but with my expertise, I was able to crack it open in no time. The antique clock stood right in between a ritualistic dagger and a vial of blood. And I thought it strange that it was the only item without a tag, so I took it. A tag? She's very organized. Labels everything. Why would you display a vial of blood? Shouldn't that be in her pantry? Its label described it as blood from the very first vampire. Mike. Mike? Mike. Judging by its position next to such a priceless item, the clock must be worth a fortune. In that case, thank you again. It will look great in my tavern. Indeed. It sounds like you would have been in a lot of trouble if you got caught. But I wasn't. Thanks to the Innkeeper's drink, I not only survived, but also avoided the horror's wrath entirely. Sounds like a tasty drink. I would hope so. It seems like the quest was completed successfully. Thank you, Blaze. You did a good job. I like how I'm calling him his fake name. I'm lucky I survived once more. It's a miracle I made it past so many monstrous creatures without being harmed. Did you think you might die? When you took the quest, I mean. It's always a possibility. Then why would you go? Death is inevitable. Such is life. At least you have your cape now. It's not mine. It belongs to another vampire. Another vampire? Yes. It was stolen from him in a lover's quarrel. The clutches of love always end in cruel tragedy. But the comedy it takes to get there is worth the ride. Only for those willing to suffer. Aren't we all? Speaking of suffering, I'm sure Kyle, that's the long-suffering, very comedic vampire, Melly, would love his cape back. Could I extend the quest to include a speedy delivery? After the day I've had? You've done enough hiding for one day, don't you think? Professional hiding. Fine, I'll do a direct delivery, just this once. Where can I find Kyle? Last I saw him, he left with Rhea to aid a certain cleric with her investigations. I'm sure you'll recognize her. Not her again. Where are they? Uncertain. Try looking around Zenith. They can't have gotten far yet. What are they investigating? The Star Rain, as far as I know. That's what I was investigating. We should go talk to them. We can exchange notes. I already drew a map of all the impact sites in Zenith. Maybe they can help extend it further. Or even find the culprit of this curious incident. Come on, Blaze. We have to go and find them. For your cape and for my notes. I'm going. Alone. You do whatever. With you along, I can never stay undetected. Melly. Age 10. Detective. Zenith. Chaotic Good. The Star. Melania might be young, but she's already an aspiring detective, and probably smarter than quite a few of my customers. She's a sweet and curious kid, despite her parents meeting an early, tragic end. It's exceptionally hard to not to like her, and it seems not even edgy rogues can resist her charms. Wait for me! See you soon, Innkeeper! See you soon, Melly. No more rain. There's a dragon on my table. Part 7. Crossroads of 3. Good morning! Good morning, Melly. Good morning, Blaze. What have you both been up to today? Oh, you know, dilly-dallying and such. I was not dilly-dallying. He was. It goes well with the brooding. Sounds like a wonderful morning. Can I offer you both something to drink in these early hours? Yes, please. Can you make me something smart and sparkly? Can do. sparkling nebula coming right up. Three. 1, 2. A fresh brew of smart sparkles. Thank you. This is just the right amount of sparkle. Happy to hear that. Blaze, what can I get you? Nothing. Alright. So, has the cape found its way back home yet? Yes. The vampire was thankful, if melancholic. It seems to have awakened memories of old woe. He seemed pretty excited to me. He should be. It fits him well. Almost like it was made for him. It was very interesting seeing a vampire in person. His fangs were shorter than I thought they would be. I expected them to be the size of colossal saber-toothed tiger fangs, but they were much tinier. A common misconception. Where did you find him? At the local Gaia temple. It got split in the middle by a fallen star. That sounds morbidly interesting. It was. I overheard some priests say they're thinking about rebuilding the temple around it because it looks kind of cool. And people like distinct temples. They do. The vampire was traveling with a really nice dwarf and a holy woman of Cassiopeia. They were asking around to see if the priests knew anything about the star rain. Did they? No, I could have told them that 2 days ago. But while we were sneaking around and listening in, we overheard the strangest conversation. Turns out Alethea, that's the cleric's name, found out that one of the priests was actually a wobbling ooze in disguise. Scandalous. I know, right? But in the end, it was all okay. The others forgave him, and he promised to try and become a real priest. Apparently, he really loves the humidity in the temple. They all hugged and everything. It was very sweet. I was really happy we could see that from the shadows. We? Me and the mysterious and quiet Blaze. He's my new associate. I'm no such thing. It's great to see you two working together so closely. You make a great duo. We are not a duo. Thank you. How did you find the right moment to give Kyle his cape between all of those heightened emotions? We didn't. She got caught. I thought one of the pillars would be big enough to hide behind, but it wasn't. It wasn't a pillar, it was a tall vase. I felt very well hidden when Alethea suddenly asked if I wanted to stop hiding now. She was paying a lot of attention. I think she noticed me from the very beginning. She's so cool and smart. Did you ask her about her investigation? I did, but she said it was too early to share any insights. Even when I kept asking, she wouldn't budge. So I asked Master Smith Frostgrip to tell me more about the temple's architecture instead. Did you know that its altar was built from a 1,000-year-old oak? I did not. That's fascinating. It is. She also told me I have to work on my stealth. That being small isn't going to be enough. I think she knows from experience. Better not tell her that. Hydrate! Water. Really wish that redemption wasn't broken. Alright. So, are you going to work on it? Yes! Blaze is going to show me the ropes. Is he now? Have to. She'll get herself killed otherwise. That's a very dramatic way to look at things. But also very nice of you. So, would you say your investigation was a success? Kind of? We got to see how clueless the other investigators are, and return the cave to Mr. Vampire. But we didn't find out anything new about the stars. And I didn't even get to see any monsters. I was hoping maybe some would have fallen from the astral sea and I could have studied them. A dangerous, if very exciting dream. Mostly a foolish one. You think so? Have you met monsters before? What kinds? Do you have favorites? What were the first ones you ever met? Did they try to eat you or be your friend? Of course I've encountered monsters before. They've been part of my life for many years. The shadows are full of them. Really? That's scary! Of course it is. So the first monsters you ever saw were shadow monsters? No, they were much worse than that. What is it? Can I have a drink after all? The words aren't flowing easily. Of course. Same as last time? Yes. Let's see if I can find something sweetly charismatic. Alright, so Sunny Breeze. A drink, just for you. Thanks. How is it? Fine. That means it's perfect. So, where was I? Alright, shadow monsters. Back when I was younger, I had just joined the Shadowbanes and was eager to prove myself. It is said there are great riches far in the depths of the Gravelmac, a dangerous mountain range in East Frisia. Hidden treasure troves full of precious gems and gold, and I owed some debts. Hoping to find some jewels, I made my way there, to the darkest of its crevices. Guarding its depths were creatures no one would ever choose to face. Bleak stalkers straight from the Twilight Chasm. Hideous creatures that have every right to be associated with the Nightmare Realm. They typically feed on rocks and gemstones, but they seem to think bones have the same general consistency. I wasn't able to harm them with my mortal weapons, so I distracted them with some of the gems they had managed to pocket earlier. It was a close call. I will never forget their twisted antlers and beak-like snouts. They sound kind of cute. They were not cute. If you say so, maybe one day I'll encounter some. Pray you never will. No thanks. All nightmare, no shadow. Deep within the Gravelmac houses long-lost treasures and terrifying bleak stalkers, though the verdict is still out on their cuteness level. Ah, here we go. Care. Ken, this was the one you were asking about earlier. Inkeeper, hand me a drink, will ya? Coming right up, Care. Any preferences? The usual. Something strong and powerful? Exactly. Man, Care, you need to explore a little bit. The only problem with when I do the visual novels is like remembering the voices I'm using on characters from time to time. And normally, sometimes I can get through it in 1 or 2 playthroughs. This is not going to be a 1 or 2 playthrough game. Ta-da! A drink. You have a messed up definition of strong. Strength lies in the eyes of the beholder. Yeah, and yours need a prescription. Say, Inkeeper, you got room in your neat little book full of recipes for one more drink? Sure, got one for me? You bet. That's what my Baba used to drink back in the day. My adventure reminded me of it. Thank you, Care. So, since you're here in my tavern, unharmed and in somewhat good spirits, I'm guessing you survived your encounter with the Wyvern Chimera? I did, obviously. Congratulations. You encountered a chimera? Sure did. Lived to tell the tale, too. You or the chimera? Both. Cool. Are you a beast slayer? I am, though this time no beast was slain. I'm Carolyn. You? Melly, the greatest detective in the whole wide world, and this is my assistant. Your assistant got a name? Malachite. I see. So, Melly, you're interested in chimeras? I'm interested in everything. Chimeras especially. If you like, I'll tell you that sneaky Inkeeper and your punk and crime over there, how I outsmarted one. Yes, please. I would love that. His name has changed again. Well, alright. Strap in, then. Our friendly Inkeeper sent me on a quest to collect some saliva from the Wyvern Chimera in the Quag Mangrove. It's the key ingredient for vampire sunscreen. That makes sense. The issue is, the marshland's the Chimera's home turf. There's no way I could outfight it in its own domain, so I went through the route of trickery. My Baba always said all Chimeras she encountered enjoyed some good subterfuge. I ain't really the brainy type, but I thought even if I failed, it might be entertained enough to help me anyhow. Needed to pick a clever approach, of course, so I did the only reasonable thing to do in this situation. I talked to a mouse. Mouse? A mouse. Found one local in the marshland. Offered him a bunch of cheese if he agreed to help me out. Well, it's pretty easy to convince. Why a mouse? Everyone knows chimeras are afraid of mice, dummy. Exactly. I thought if it was scared, it might use its 3 brains less. So I dressed up the mouse in the best wizard regalia I could find and made myself invisible. You can do that? Not usually, but the Inkeeper's drinks come with great perks. They do indeed, though I do not recall granting you invisibility. Yeah, invisibility might be too strong a word, but with the wits I got from your drink, I remembered something. Chimeras have a hard time discerning between different shades of green. Ooh, I think I know where this is going! Got quite the hand in camouflage, so I figured I'd put it to good use. I gathered some underbrush, sticks, and leaves, and made some glue from tree resin and spit. Spit? Everything holds together better with spit. Let me jot that down. Sure thing, kiddo. So, I put it all together into a cloak of camouflage. Put some mud on my face and was ready to go. So dressed up in camouflage, the mouse and I, unseen, approached the chimera. It was resting near a muddy stream, and 2 of its heads were in deep discussion about the sanctity of canon compliance. What kind of heads did it have? Besides the dragon one, obviously. Classic lion-snake head combo. Of course, all of them heard us approaching. First, they seemed curious, but all 3 of them froze up when they saw the mouse. Little thing looked mighty tall with his improvised wizard hat. I stayed right behind him, making his footsteps sound heavy. My camouflage seemed to work. The different shades of green and brown made me blend into the marshy landscape. From up close, I could see the chimera trying to hide his fear as the mouse drew nearer, so I started the show. The mouse, or me, same thing at that point, loudly announced that he was a great wizard, and he had come to collect spell-casting ingredients for his plane-switching spell. He was prepared to fight, but was willing to bargain if the chimera valued its life. To underline his great power and everything, I even made him float on my invisible hand. Luckily for me, the chimera was more than ready to take up the offer, though it did briefly argue with itself on whether fleeing was the better option. The snake wanted to fight, but only until the mouse growled, or I growled, one and the same really. So the great mouse mage stated his conditions in no uncertain terms. 1 bucket of saliva, and in return he would leave the chimera in peace forever. Helped a lot he could summon the bucket out of thin air. Briefly lost my sanity when there was more in-creature arguing, but finally the chimera agreed. It filled its bucket with plenty of saliva within a disturbingly quick time frame. Happy to have avoided any monumental violence, the mouse wizard and his bucket of valuable chimera saliva floated away, promising that he would keep his honorable word. What an incredible ruse! Guess I got some of my Baba's brains and charms after all. More than some, it seems. Let's not get too carried away. Once we were out of sight, I had to keep up my own end of the deal, of course. After getting out of my camouflage, I thanked the mouse and gave them the enormous amount of cheese I had promised him. Wouldn't that much cheese be way too heavy for a single mouse to carry? Turns out the mouse was actually a wizard after all. Had some sort of dimensional pocket he could store it all in. Disappeared with the cheese and just left this ridiculous hat with me. Bid me farewell before I could ask him why he hadn't said anything sooner. About the whole wizard thing, you know. Ah, a typical mouse with a wizard hat, I see. I prefer the detectives, personally. Me too. Oh, 2 references in a row. Afterwards, I thought I was in the clear, when suddenly, I felt something breathing heavily right behind me. When I turned around, I was looking right into the scaly eyes of a wearing chimera. Apparently, it had wanted to know where the wizard would take his leave, so that it could move to a more secure spot. Thought I was about to be smoke. But apparently Baba was right. They do like a good ruse. So, it wasn't mad? No, it was amused. Impressed, even. In return for making its week, it let me live and left me with some strange words. Strange words? Stranger than a talking dragon head? I mean, that's kind of what dragon heads do, right? Not sure. Maybe they do typically speak in prophecies. Prophecies? That's what it said it was giving me. It said, hope will fall and hope will rise. A hero will tether its final thread. Tread? Burying the past and keeping the dead. Sounded like a bunch of bullshit to me. How blasphemous. Didn't say it was real, but why do they gotta make these things so cryptic? Ain't no one got time to interpret this kind of stuff. That's the thing with prophecies. No need to interpret them. You'll realize exactly what they mean soon enough. What hero do you think it was talking about? No clue. I bet it's you. I ain't no hero. I think you might be, Care. You know what would be very heroic of you? What? If you brought that saliva to Kyle the vampire, I'm sure his happiness about finally being able to walk in the sun again will be extraordinary. Too lazy to go yourself? My domain is merely my tavern. You're much more likely to run into him. Humph. Fine, might as well. Guess I owe that leech a thanks for providing me with this strange adventure. Did you have fun? Humph. It was... fun? Yes, I'll admit it, it was fun. Just wish I could tell my Baba all about it. But you make a good stand-in, Inkeep. Thank you. I try. Now, any of you happen to know where I can find this vampire? Last saw him at the Gaia Temple. The priest might know where he went. I know where he wanted to go. I overheard him talking about it. Care to share? I want to trade it. The information, I mean. For what? Can you teach me how to use a greatsword? That's it? Sure thing. Right now? Is right now okay? I got the time. It might take you more than one lesson, though. That's okay. I've also got time. It's a deal, then. I'll show you the basics, and you tell me where to find the vampire. Yippee! That's if your assistant is alright with that. Don't care. Not my circus. Not my monkey. Okay, kiddo, let's go. Inkeep, can we use your front yard? Of course. Go wild. Will do. Are you coming too, Mal? I love how we all just adapt to his new names. No, I'll stay here and have another drink. Okay, you can join us later. I can't wait to learn how to fight. It'll be so helpful for future adventures. Inkeeper, do you have any quests I could go on after this to practice my sword and stealth skills? Not yet, but I'm sure something will come in. Be patient. I promise I'll have a quest for you soon. I can't wait! I'm going to destroy any challenge with wits, stealthiness, and giant swords. Ha ha! I know you will. But first, I gotta practice. See you later. I like her ambition. I like her naivety. Or naivety. Some would call it optimism. Waste of time. Delusions get you nowhere. You would know.
Charge complete.
Another drink, please. Same as before. Sweet and all. Coming right up. Sailor's Courage is my new drink. The Sailor's Courage gives even the driest landlubber the qualities of a good sailor. A lot of strength, a dash of defense, a shot of charisma, and the inability to know fear. A perfect all-rounder. Well, almost. Who needs common sense anyways? Spinach not included. Oh, that's pretty great. Oh, this game is so good. Some sweet optimism from my most pessimistic customer. This is sweet enough to make me optimistic for future drinks. Wow, I'm proud of myself here. You should be. So, Malachite. Just leave me to my pondering. Got it. Hi, Inkeep. Hiya, Fable. I'm so happy to see the tavern looking healthy again. And you too. I'm so sorry it took me so long to check in. That's alright. I hope the last 2 days weren't too hard on you. No, not at all. I was just very busy. A bunch of the Ashen Ghost trees got knocked over, and I spent a lot of time rescuing and leading group therapy sessions with the local wildlife. And of course, I had to check in on all the nearby settlements, too. See if they needed help with any damage after all of that. Did Uncle Dragon made it? Yes! The werewolf settlement took a bit of a hit, but everyone made it out okay. Mr. Dragon was making emergency soup when I arrived. I think he's a stress cooker. It's very nice of you to check in with everyone. I had to make sure everyone was okay. I used up a lot of my healing salves, but that's what they're there for. I'm not happy I had to use them, but I'm glad I was prepared. May I request something? Go ahead. Do you maybe have a drink in your repertoire that could assist someone in a situation like mine? Your drinks are powerful. I'd like something that would make me tougher while also replenishing my social energy. I think I'm all done with helping out for now, but a drink like that would be a real game changer in case something like that happens again. I don't think I have a recipe for that yet, but don't worry, I've already got an idea. But even without such a drink, I'm sure people were very thankful for your presence. Well, they weren't mad about it at least. Though, I sort of feel like people aren't really as concerned as I thought they'd be. When I saw the stars fall, I thought for sure the world was going to end. Yes, I recall. You were right that it wouldn't, of course, but I thought that people would be a little more freaked out by the lack of a night sky. But everyone just seemed to be okay with it. I asked one of my sisters about it, and she said, "Who cares? Some wide-eyed adventurer will surely put them back at some point. Let's worry about replanting these tomatoes." I don't even know if you could put them back. You can never put back what's lost. But you can always replace it with something new. I'm not sure you can replace the stars, or if you should approach loss that way. It's all a matter of perspective. I wouldn't mind a bunch of trees up in the night sky for a change. Right, but I still would be much nicer if some things would just stay the same. They never do. I'm just happy everyone is okay. Did you check on Carrie yet? She should be hacking my terrace to pieces outside. I did! Outside. On your definitely not hacked up terrace. Just out of curiosity, do you own any wood glue? It was nice to see that she's okay too. I was a little worried she would just leave and never talk to me again. So it was nice watching her train Melly with so much enthusiasm, and to catch up a bit. That too. She tried to rope me into the greatsword training. Did you accept? I'm not really a sword kind of elf, but it was fun to watch her teach Melly. She's very sweet. Indeed. And I was just so relieved to see Carolyn doing alright. And she was relieved about Mr. Dragon. And about you, I'm sure. Maybe. To celebrate our well-being despite the absurdity of this world, how about a drink? I would love a drink. Can I have something agile and swift? I still have to make my way back home later, and I could use some speed for that. I'm sure I'll find it's just the right thing. So I don't get to make my new drink? 1,000 winds. Swept up in the 1,000 winds, you become as charming and as elusive as their elemental messengers. Somehow that feels exactly like resting on a tropical island, enjoying a refreshing drink and pleasant company. Its airy swirls are perfect for avoiding unwanted questions. Ah, but as usual, she's going with the Swift Strike. I'm awake, I promise. Bing! Good boy, Andu. Doing a great job. Swiftly and quickly, your favorite drink. Thank you. Your drinks are still the highlight of my day. She makes the best drinks, right? They're okay. Really? Do you actually think that? Or is it a thing where you just don't want to be nice? People seem to do that a lot for some reason. They taste good. As good as things can taste when you're, me. Well said. Thank you. By the way, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Fable. I'm an elf and a ranger, and I come here a lot. They're also an incredibly courageous and capable hero. That's not true. Not yet. I'm working on it. Being a hero, I mean. Why? Because I dream of adventure and all the wonderful, exciting things it can bring. And I want to help people. Why? Why not? I'm Malachite. Oh, you're Mal. I mean, Malachite, obviously. Melly just talked about a Mal. She said they, or I guess you, are very cool and her new friend. She sounded very happy about it. We're not friends. She just won't leave me alone. Oh, okay, then why do you spend time with her if you don't like her? That sounds really mean. She keeps following me. And you take her along? Not by choice. I don't know you well enough to judge the truth behind all of this, but I think you should be honest with her and with yourself. Honesty goes a long way. I also believe that Thing and Zufford could be fixed with honesty as well. You mean the missing familiar? I heard several familiars are missing, actually. Oh, yeah. He's been Zephyr, Blaze, and now he's Malachite. I am definitely, you may have noticed, giving him the edgy Superman voice. But maybe they're just scared to face the possible consequences for their honesty. Hold on, I need to look at what she just said because I missed it. I believe with so many mages and mages familiars present, someone is bound to know something. Sounds like Zephyr is going through an eventful time. Thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye or two out for future developments. Zephyr isn't very far from here, is it? Not too far. It's in Eastern Phozia. I will never settle on how to pronounce that. Not too far. It's in Eastern Phasia, and is, to my knowledge, the biggest harbor town the Republic has to offer. I can only recommend its many summer festivals. Very pretty fireworks. Why? Does it sound like something up your alley? No, not mine. But Melina is seeking her first quest. Maybe this could be something for her. She needs to practice her skills outside of risk-free theory. Good idea. I'll see if I can reserve it for her. Sorry for asking, but first quest? I thought Melly just turned 10. Isn't that a bit young for quests? No, I was a similar age when I ventured on my first quest. The one with the horrifying nightmare creatures? Yes. Oh, that's sad. No, that's cool. No, I think that's a little sad. Children shouldn't have to face such danger that early. Why not? It's always there. Might as well confront it with them with it when they're young, so they can accept its existence in their lives. That's an insane thing to say. Just because the world can be horrible doesn't mean we should confront children with that fact as early as we can. It's already bad enough that us grown-ups have to deal with it so much. Why should they just accept it if we can make the world a better place for them instead? I mean, when you were on a quest with, and I quote, horrifying nightmare creatures, weren't you scared? Wouldn't you have preferred not to be alone? It builds character. A character that thinks we should put other kids in miserable situations? Sure did a lot of good for you there. Weren't your parents worried to death about you? You got enough rumors to make a quest yet, Inkeeper? Not yet. Give me another day. People are so busy talking about or ignoring all that star debris, they're losing sight of the important things. Like feeding me new information. Is that very nutritious for you? No, but it's fun. In that case, the fun I can provide in a day is running out. Unfortunately, the horrors of this world do not stop chasing me nor anyone else. I shall take my leave. Good luck! See you around with less horrors, I hope. Now I'm worried. About Malachite or Melly? Both? Are you really gonna send her on that quest? If she wants to go, but I don't think you have to worry about it that much. Zulford is a beautiful city with a very low crime rate. I think she can handle a couple of rowdy familiars. And I doubt she'd be going alone. I hope not. There's little worse than being alone when you're scared. Very true. Are you scared of anything? Bad Yelp reviews? I I don't think you have to be scared of that. You make the best drinks in all of Hysteria. Alright, Night Crab, thanks for coming. Love you. I actually think that, oh! Hydrate and stretch before you go. Oh. I think as long as you like my drinks, I'll be okay. You've got my 5 stars in the bag. I would ask what you're afraid of, but... No. Ken isn't going goodnight. Ken was saying goodnight to Krav. Krav is going goodnight. I introduced Ken and Fizzbit a while ago. Fizz has done commissions from Krav to help support their monetary progression through their variety of terrible fucking health issues. It was when the stream redemption stretch was redeemed, it purse. Actually, hey, Ken? I mean, I know I missed a day of work this week and therefore could use the support/tips, but Ken, you are a VIP and you are my adorable brother and I love you, and you are more than welcome to drop your GoFundMe link if you would like. I tried to pull it up, but I've not opened it on the computer, only on my phone, so I can't easily get to it without, like, taking a long time. Yes, but I'm working on not letting my fears stop me. I might not be able to avoid feeling afraid, but I can always just do things when scared, rather than not at all. Maybe. That is still a terrifying thought. It's my stream. I can do what I want. If I wanted to tell you to drop your GoFundMe, it's entirely appropriate because it's my stream, so I get to make the rules. How do you handle situations you're afraid of? I used to have a terrible habit of just walking away from things that scared me, but with the right people by your side, staying becomes less of a crushing weight on your shoulders. You realize that even if things aren't perfectly comfortable, they are still worth experiencing. That sounds lovely. I've never seen friends of yours around the tavern before. Maybe you should invite them over sometime. Perhaps, though one of my friends is sitting here right now. Where? Wait, are they invisible? Oh. You mean me. That makes me really happy. Also makes me feel pretty bad about having to go back home. Don't worry, go home. Fix the many things that worry you, as long as you come back. Always. I'll see you tomorrow, Inkeeper. See you tomorrow, my friend. Yeah, like, I would have dropped the GoFundMe link, but, I couldn't get it to pull up. And I don't have anything up that I could grab the link from pretty easy on my computer. The dragon is gone from my table. Well, that's fine. It's up to you. I won't pressure you or force you to do it, but I'm just saying, you're my brother, and I want to support you. Good mythical morning! It's well past noon. It's still morning somewhere. Plus, a wizard doesn't care about things like time. Ken is also a great artist, so I guess, like, Ken, you could also just drop your commission link if you wanted to do that instead. That would, because people could also buy me art from Ken as a gift, because I can't afford my own Ken art right now. Because, yeah, Ken has awesome art. Plus, a wizard doesn't care about things like time. I actually thought I had a Which one of mine, Ken? Which one of mine? I thought I actually had a shout out for you, but I forgot that I deleted it because you had deleted your FA and I haven't remade it yet. Oh, so all of mine. Well, I guess that is appropriate to have me on in the background while you are working on my things. Time's not only relative, but also flexible. Like a gummy worm. I'm writing that down for my quotes. Time's not only relative, but flexible. Also flexible. Like a gummy worm. That needs to go in my quotes. Oh. My interest is piqued, Jax. Jax, you've seen plenty of my art from Ken. I know you have FA again. I just haven't remade the shoutout since you have FA again because I only actually just learned you have FA again like a week or two ago. You told me? So you were adorable in high school is what you're saying? So, okay, so Ken is an artist. The Foxos are in here. AYSZ88 is actually in and out, but they are, they are Darvian / Solaria, the two Foxos, the orange and white ones that commission art for me sometimes. Jax builds many different things. He is both a crafter that does, like cosplay work with 3D printers and foam and painting and all that, but he also makes paddles. Very nice paddles. And eventually he wants to get into some kinky furniture, but that has been set back, I believe, by the injury when somebody ran him over while he was on his skateboard, and I think that was set back. Fizbit, who went, he is just a good they are just good bean, and they are a good dog. They are my guard dog, no matter what. They've changed, well, they're sort of changed sonas. They have 2 sonas. Anyways, but they're always going to be my guard dog, because that's their official title. Oh, floggers. Well, okay, yeah, the burglary set you back too, but, you know, not being able to, like, use your leg probably set you back a little bit more. Jax, can probably, identify... Jax, are you a subscriber? Did it do the thing where it didn't tell me you were a Prime subscriber again? It doesn't tell me when my Prime subs subscribe. So Jax can identify with you and having a variety of health issues, because before the incident, Jax also was having some pretty severe heart issues, and their salt intake was, like, non-existent. Like, they couldn't have it. Yeah. So I mean, we're all broken. We all got our own stuff to deal with. But yeah. Ken, I don't think you've gotten to, like... Oh, no, wait! Ken, you know Jax. You made Jax's, ref sheet, I think. For his... Isn't Ken Jax the one that made your ref sheet for your not Clydesdale, Mudsdale? Yeah, the Mudsdale. The really cool Mudsdale. It was a while ago, but I'm pretty sure you're the one that did it. Yes, Jax. Jax is super nice. I love Jax, and I love Ken, and I love basically everyone that's in my stream right now. Zeki, and Jash, and the Foxos, and Fizz. Just everybody that's here is, like, fantastic. Okay, I have written down this quote for my stream. I do not have a name for this character yet, so I will have to fill that out. But I think he's doing pretty good now. I know he's been able to get up and about and be a lot more active, and he's been working on building more inventory for his floggers and paddles. I did not actually know he had expanded into floggers. Hydrate, drink my water. This is a chaotic stream and I am here for it. I normally do not have this many people chatting and I'm so excited. Oh yeah? So like, what kind of laser? What does your laser do? Is it like a laser cutter? Does it, what does it cut? Because lasers cut a variety of things. Some lasers can even cut, like, fabrics. I am asking these questions because I need to know for reasons. I have no money right now, but I still need to know for reasons. Plus, Jax, you and I can always work out a trade, generally speaking, of some sorts. One time, I actually tried breaking through the space-time continuum using a loophole through the primordial vortex. And did it work? No. But almost. I would have needed to drop a primordial sea to enhance the curvature, and that should have done it. But no access to the primordial sea. Bummer. I heard that's not very easy to get. Okay, but and maybe it didn't get to this point yet, or no, you can't be blocked on ads because you have the first, so you're currently subscribed. So, but what can it cut? So obviously wood, probably metal. Is it one of those ones that can cut fabric and stuff? I actually, when he says mouthing, I actually have no idea what he makes. So many things. I have no idea what he could possibly be making. I just know I will end up loving it. These are facts. Theopractically it is. Theopractically? Practically in theory. Duh. Ah. That makes sense. I get it. You do? Of course I do. Interesting. And suspicious. Are you mayhaps also a person of magic? Well, I do make magical drinks. Enchanted mixology. That indeed is a niche. Say, Inkeeper, did something you make ever explode? Occasionally. Heck yeah! Welcome to the club! I think I blow something up at least once or twice a week. Okay, but can it okay, so it engraves, but that's so... Okay. It engraves metal, leather, rubber. Engraves metal and wood, maybe. Leather, rubber, and such are either engraved or cut. Okay, cool. I have some things that I was curious about. Oh, okay, so acid, right. Gallons of acid, this is fine. FBI, we're just crafters, we're not terrorists, we promise. Do they have, like, my favorite, okay, so my favorite thing about gallons of any liquid is if you look up a type of lube called J-Lube on Amazon, they sell it in a gallon drum one person sells it in a gallon drum. And it literally, the pictures are ridiculous, and my favorite one that I will always remember is them going down a water slide with the gallon drum of lube. Because that's a thing normal people do, is take their gallon of lube down a water slide. Yeah. Okay, back to the game. I think I blow something up at least once or twice a week. I'm Hex, by the way. Okay, Hex. Nice to meet you, Hex. Nice to meet you, too. Just Inkeeper for now. Alright, well then, Inkeeper, how about a super wheezy breezy drink for me? I wish I knew which one of these were characters and which one of these are guest stars. There are definitely guest stars from, like, other games/comic series. Any flavors you might fancy? Maybe something that'll make me focus and perhaps help me to better understand the primordial vortex. Gotcha. Alright, 3 intellect. So that's the sparkly nebula. Alright. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Hello, Andu. Oh, you're sparkling! Oh my god, I love you. I love you. Here, let me pet you. Andu, you're the best. You are the best, Andu, and I love you. Okay. So. This should boost your focus like nothing else. Amazing! I can already feel the ideas cooking up. I think I've figured out a way to get that primordial seawater, too. Never mind. The explanation would be too complex to grasp, so... What complex reason brings you to my tavern, Hex? Getting away from the other smartest person in this area? And who would that be? Does it matter? You tell me. My sister. She's studying and driving me crazy with all her theories. Uh-huh, sure you don't. you have a founder badge, which you can only have if you're actively subscribed. So, despite the fact that my notifications are fucked, I am aware that you are subscribed. It must have been with Prime, because otherwise it would have notified me, because my notifications for my subscriptions actually function. Just not my Prime notifications. Guys, I have 8 people watching right now. That's like a record for me. And I am giving you guys chaotic mess. This is going to be a terrible thing for YouTube, and I don't even care. She's studying and driving me crazy with all her theories. They are so reasonable, you know? No chaos, but there has to be a bit of chaos to everything, doesn't there? I wonder how much she gets through life with so much... structure. Well, hello there, sir. Structure is the key to everything, good lad. Without structure, there is no chaos, and thus, there would be no entropy. I found entropy to be quite essential in this world. And you are... Oh, how rude of me. Top of the morning to you, lad, and to you, Inkeeper, is it? Correct. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, too. I suppose you may call me Scully. My actual living name would be too ancient to be spoken out loud. I'm an archivist. At least, I used to be. Now I'm dead. Somewhat. Not completely, obviously. Under mysterious circumstances, I happen to be still conscious. So, you're undead. Precisely. How? Well, I passed on, and then one day I rose from my grave. It was like a long sleep. Completely knackered for thousands of years. At least, I believe it's been thousands of years. What year is it? 1755. That's brutally long. Your mustache, sir. So, how did you come back to life? I'm not too sure myself. I woke up and walked on like nothing had happened. Thought to myself, might as well explore the world anew. Those who'd risen with me didn't seem to be inhabited by an independent consciousness, and alas, didn't care. Those who'd risen with you? There are more like you out there? Of course! Undead rarely rise alone. They mostly serve a master. Right. However, I decided not to bother with that and go on my own way. I approve of his fish band on his hat. Character information unlocked. Scully. Scully is a Mida and the personification of a gentleman, and he's, well, dead. Or at least he was dead for quite some time before he rose again, but contrary to his fellow undead, he returned conscious. Going south, I passed through Zufford and found a small little tavern. A bit like this one, more nautical in style. They had a lot of fish. I've never been a fan of seafood, though I got to listen to a lot of the town's gossip. Care to fill me in on that Zufford gossip? Well, apparently, a well-known noble married a commoner and decided to run off with her, leaving the family without an heir. But there's more. Fishermen fear that Zufford has been cursed by a sea witch. They say the docks are being haunted by lonely animals that stare blankly at the waves and the moon all night. Like maybe missing familiars? And during the day, they disappear like ghosts. Bit of a weird curse. Fitting for any sea witch or wild sailor's tale. Inkeeper, say, do you have a drink for this undead fellow? So I'm gonna be able to piece that together. A drink and a mop? Just a drink. I won't be needing a mop. If you say so, what would you like? Something that'll loosen up this non-existent tongue. Something full of charm and appeal. Coming right up? Here we go. Spoken Heart. That's a good one. A real charmer, just for you. Chilly! I feel like I can conquer worlds with my words alone. Oh? Not that I would ever do that. I care more about words than worlds. Archivist things, you know. I spent most of my life reading, sorting, and archiving. That didn't leave a lot of time for dreams of hubris. Are you sure? Academic hubris is a powerful one. Come on now. That type hardly counts. Agreed. It's only natural. Oh, I think you've given me an idea, Bone Man. I did? Yes. If I can enhance the aging process of cells, the incubation procedure could... Alright, I gotta go. If my sister asks if you see me... No, you didn't. Thanks. Bye. Energetic young fellow. Indeed. If you don't mind, Inkeeper, I'd like to linger here a bit more and enjoy the moment. Hex is a very impulsive wizard who loves chaos and everything unreasonable. He is one of the two smartest people in all of Asteria, with the other being his sister, who seems to be his complete opposite. Thanks to him, I also learned a new word, theopractically. It means practically in theory. Of course. Hey, Inkeep. How's it going? All fine and dandy. How about you, Fable? I'm still very busy helping the farmers rebuild their barns and fences. Also, apparently, a bunch have lost their crops due to how hot the stars were. It's terrible. Seeing all this destruction is terrible. I've never seen anything like this before. Historically, the Lady of the Gilded Sea never struck me as someone to unleash baneful omens. Whoops. Apologies. By manners, it's impolite to burst into a conversation just like that. I'm Scully. Fable. Okay. Nice to meet you, Fable. Again, my apologies for the impulsivity. I think he just winked. That's alright. I was just surprised you could actually talk. Oh, no offense. I just thought, usually? None taken. Usually skeletons don't speak. Theopractically, they don't. Theopractically? Practically in theory. Exceptions confirm the rule. You sound like a wizard. Please don't say that. Alright, hydration. Ugh. Okay, let's pretend I didn't. Scully, how did you like her drinks? Surely an experience. I can feel it gurgling in my bones. Sometimes they do that. Could you also make me a drink, Inkeeper? I don't want my bones to jingle, but something that enhances my finesse would be nice. You know, you have to be very delicate with zucchini seeds or they'll give up immediately. Of course, coming right up. She is trying really hard to learn how to make zucchini. Fable, you really need to do something besides your swift strike someday. Actually, what do I have for infusions? Let's go with a Fey Crystal. Which gives... No, you don't need invisibility, though. So... I mean... Yeah. Just making a swift strike. Yes, she can grow everything else, apparently, but zucchinis have been very elusive. But the werewolf community is trying to assist her in that. I hope this tastes refined enough. This is perfect. You know just what I need, Inkeeper. Of course I do. After all, you're my favorite regular. I am? Yes. And you're my favorite Inkeeper. Thank you, Fable. So, do you think your farm work will be done soon? Oh, I hope so. Not that I don't like helping them out. I do, but I think the sooner everyone can get back to a normal life, the better. Do you perhaps need a hand? I happen to have two. And I might know a thing or two about crops and fences. Sure, I could use some help carrying a few things over to Tagarin. My treehouse is just around the corner. Splendid! Sounds like quite a useful endeavor. I'll gladly indulge. Thank you. Inkeep, before we go, I have something I wanted to give you. What do you have for me, Fable? Some dried honey flowers? The farmers didn't know how to thank me, so they gave me these flowers. And you're always so helpful and nice, so I wanted to share them with you. I'm sure you already have at least 4 ideas on how to use them. Thank you very much, Fable. I'll make sure to put them to good use. So, you accept donations for ingredients? Let's see what honeyflower does. Honeyflower. Honeyflowers used to be rare before adventurers introduced it to local farms. Now commonplace, everyone can be inspired by their sweetness. Inspiration guides you the ability to extraordinarily motivate other people or persuade them to tell the truth. Certainly. I can only get my hands on so many infusions myself. What about recipes themselves? It's always good to get more inspiration. Wonderful! In my prior life, I had access to a lot of books about magic and potion mixing. I think I still recall my assistant's favorite recipe. Do you store it under your hat? first snow. Like the sun reflecting off of a frozen lake, the first snow makes you feel comfortable and safe, embracing you with its frosty taste. In between hot chocolate and frozen glaciers, you'll find yourself well equipped to hike into the snowy mountains. Of course! Where else would I keep it? Fair enough. Thank you for the recipe. Inkeeper, thanks for being such a peasant and pleasant host. I shall be on my way then, with Fable. But I'll be back, should I not crumble into a pile of bones from one day to the next. Let's hope not. I won't. I'm just joking around. I hope I wouldn't want to be responsible for that. Maybe. Anyway, Inkeeper, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're still the highlight of my day, no matter how dark the night. See you around. Let's go, Scully. No time to lose. That I was absolutely able to witness such rarity in my lifetime. Immaculate! You would even get excited about a rusty nail. Of course I would! Such a splendid chemical process. Metals have a variety of chemical processes. Rust be my least favorite of them. Ruins a lot of hard work. Does it now? Yup. Makes everything porous. Oh! Kyle, Rhea, nice to see you both again. Likewise, dear Innkeeper. How has your day been? Can't complain. Had some interesting customers today. Ah, like that one distinguished gentleman who crossed us on our way in? Distinguished, yeah. Gentleman, I don't know. A giant top hat doesn't make you a gentleman. What makes you a gentleman? Manners. He was quite polite, I recall. Greeted me with a tip of his hat. Ye find everyone polite, even your slime. But Mr. Slime is quite polite. What a peculiar wall clock you have there. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. It looks just like the clock in Evelyn's living room. It reminds me of all the times I impatiently waited for her to come home after important meetings and banquets. Do you know if that is her clock by any chance? I think that might be a story for another time. Let's not worry about it now, shall we? Okay. Say, Inkeep, have you read that letter yet? That'd be a story I'd love to hear. Not yet, no. You really probably should. Tragic. I've always loved writing letters. Inkeep, you get a drink from me. Something that'll make me tougher. So I can get through today's babbling. Of course. Let's go with first snow. I haven't made this one before. I am looking for... Okay. Try my honey flower out. Oh, I forgot to put the recipe up. First snow. Alright, so I want to add a dash of that. Nope, I lied. A dash of this. Just one. Alright. And then 3 defense. Now that's what I'm talking about. A gift of the great dragons. Well, thank you. I gave it my best. Can taste that. I feel sturdy already. I've had me doubts about ye, Inky, but I must say, ye know your job. So, how has the day been for you two? The usual. Splendid! It was my first day in centuries out under the rays of the sun. And how did you like it? It's brighter than I thought. The light of the sun, I mean. Ray and I took a day trip to the capital since I rarely get to see it full of daily life. There were so many people. Too many. Just the right amount for a city. It was so vivid it almost made me feel alive. And everyone was able to admire my beautiful cape. Is that the cape? The cape of invisibility? It absolutely is. How curious. Does that mean you two are going to Barovia now? Huh? Why would we want to go there? That was the deal. I help you get your cape, so you can attend the fancy Barovian vampire banquet, and I get me Goldsworth. Oh! But I got that invitation about 500 years ago. Didn't I mention that? No? What about me material, then? Gotta do the chapstick. Well, I can give you the gold right now if you want. Can you accompany me a while longer, though? Ugh, fine. Oh, wonderful! Every second I spend with you brings me tremendous joy. Yes, the stream is still going. I don't know. I'm having a great time, and everybody I love is here. And yes. Well, oh, I accidentally skipped. What a great day to be a vampire. I've got my cape back, and I can walk under the sun like mortals do. Say, Inkeeper, what if you thought of a new drink? One that would taste just as incredible as the gentle and welcoming beams of sunlight feel on your skin. That's kind of a vague description, but I think I might have something in mind already. Ah, wonderful! Peak Sunrise. The Peak Sunrise is a sweet drink that feels like standing on Tall Mountain's peak. While this drink focuses on intelligence, adventurers may feel infused with the confidence and agility to climb their favorite mountain range. Unsurprisingly popular with climbers and boulders. I wonder if my dear Evelyn would desire to walk in sunlight as well. I'm trying to get to OBS really quick. There we go. Do you know how she was doing? Do you think I could pay her a visit? You shouldn't. I should! The air smells like reconciliation. Do you think that's a good idea? It ain't. It is! Kyle, you've stolen your cape. Do you think she'll greet you with open arms? You know what I'd do if me ex-husband stole me hammer? What? Take it and smash all he holds dear. No one takes what's mine. But the cape is mine. Is she of the same opinion, you think? Okay, sleep well, Ken. I love you. I'm probably not going to be able to go that much longer anyways. My throat is starting to get scratchy. Oh, hydrate and stretch. Oh, my back cracked. Oh. Treats for your Uncle Ken again. Just like this is the best dream ever. Night-night. Sleep well, Ken. I love you. Maybe you're right. It would be a shame to lose my cape again. All she'd have to do is ask. Oh, my undead Evelyn. There's never been a wish of hers that I turned down, and I wouldn't to this day. I don't want to have whatever you have with her. I'd lose my mind. Well, yeah, I know. Oh, how much I miss her. My heart is aching. If that's all. Maybe one day she'll reach out to me. I still miss her dearly. I shall miss her evermore, looking toward the mountain peak, knowing she's merely a gasp away. Maybe a drink could help for now. Oh, would you do that? A drink from me? More Kyle information. The curse of being a vampire is outliving pretty much anyone you'll ever meet, so it's not surprising that Kyle seems to fight with abandoning issues. He has seen a few people die of old age after all. Nonetheless, he is still very attentive to others, perhaps to cherish the time he has left with them. Of course. Something strong, please, dear Inkeeper, so that my heart may stop aching soon. So you're not going to ask me to make the drink you just had me come up with? Okay. Sailor's Courage is... I need a new fusion for this one, so... Oh, shoot. That one works. This works great. Okay. Feather. Strength. 1, 2, 3. And then a defense. I can't mend your broken heart, but perhaps this helps. It does. Thank you, dear Inkeeper. Why don't you tell the Inkeeper more about your day, So are you home from work, Soul? Right. I suppose I wasn't done yet. Where was I? Your trip to the capital. Busy streets, bustling with people. Roots! Roots? Roots. We admired the roots that enclosed the city, almost like a rampart. I finally had the chance to take a closer look. Quite fascinating. For once, gotta agree. Almost made me believe that the myths are true. Myths? Myths. I've told ye. Rumor has it these are the roots of the Aether Tree. Breaking through the surface and taking hold of Gaia where they guard the capital. Ah! Yes! A very good defense plan indeed. Rumor unlocked. What is wood going to do to protect a city? A city is protected with stone. Oh! I was never very involved in fortification efforts. I figured. Oh! Oh? We've also met the lovely Seraph again. How are her investigations coming along? Very well. She seems eager and determined. A detective spirit. Believe that last made her way to Dalwell. She seems to be onto something. I can't wait to hear the story from when she returns. Likewise! Say, Rhea, can we go to town and check out the antiques dealer? Oi, why? I want to see if I can find any keepsakes from the old times. Very well then, but you won't munch on the shopkeep, yeah? Welcome home. I wish it was raining cats and dogs here. It is just instead very hot. Of course not. I'm well satiated from the Innkeeper's creation. Alright then, let's go. Goodbye, Innkeep. Enjoy your shopping spree. Well met, adventurer. Do my eyes deceive me? Minthy. In the flesh. Ah! I know that name. This is one of the guest characters. Hello, darling Innkeeper. It's good to see you again. It certainly has been a while. Must be hitting that 15-year mark, right? It'll be 25 years soon, actually. Ah, you know how I am when it comes to keeping track of time spans longer than a decade. I'm well aware. Good that you have me to drop in from time to time to remind you, I couldn't be more grateful. Especially when you bring Casket and Kane along. Oh, they're so fucking cute. I want to pet them. Do cute service beasts still get a discount here? Always. So, what brought you back to the area? It's not your usual haunt. No, I generally prefer something more. I love her hair. Moist? Ha! Not the word I'd have used. But something akin to that. It's decidedly too arid around these parts for my tastes. And here I thought I would go out to at least enjoy the recent downpour, but no. That stuff that came pouring down was unique. That's one way to put it. Destructive is another, and possibly more accurate. But I'm glad to see your tavern hasn't suffered the same fate as many of the streets and buildings I saw on my way here. Admittedly, the journey was already quite challenging to navigate with my wheelchair before. Though the scenery has always been worth the struggle. But now, I'm afraid it wasn't possible to take in much enjoyment from the passing landscape. Not when I had to pay so much attention and not endanger myself and my sweet service beast. Treats for Artemis again! Artemis, you're getting spoiled. You told me of your struggles with traveling before. I'm sorry to hear that recent events have made it worse. Oh well, we're here now, aren't we? And I do have to say, using the primordial vortex as a way to skip your veranda stairs is a marvelous accessibility touch. Quite the impressive work, my friend. I'm glad to hear my little spells are doing their job. I hope the city will put similar care into rebuilding the streets. Flatter cobblestones would do wonders for many people like me. But believe it or not, I didn't come all this way to talk about the development of inclusivity in urban infrastructure. No, really? Shocking, right? I'm here on the hunt, one could say. What do you have your eyes on? Protection pearls. I've heard a few hushed whispers in my library. Folks say the pearls appeared in the Lonesome Lagoon this time of year. Ah, those again. Good hunting, then. Thank you. Though, while the pearls might be my main objective, I haven't decided to come into town with only a singular purpose. I need to ask you for something, Inkeeper. A good drink? No, my manuscript, darling. I believe 25 years should have been enough time to proofread it, yes? Ah, of course. I finished devouring the manuscript almost as soon as you gave it to me. It just took me a while to recall doing so, you see. Since it's been so long since I definitely got done with that. Lovely. I'm glad I have such a reliable old friend to proofread my work. Would you like a drink while I try to engage my brain cells and remember where I put it? If you're offering, I'd be pleased to accept. Perhaps something to refresh my mind after my journey? I'll do my best. Alright. Brain power. Let's make a peak sunrise. This is the first time we made this. Alright, let's see what I got. Infusions wise. Brain and speed and charisma. Do that. I think this Thunder Stage. Let's go. Let's go! One, two, and then one. Peak sunrise. I thought very hard about making the perfect drink for you. Ah, I've missed this. Good to see your mixing skills haven't diminished one bit. In fact, I think I might be coming up with an idea for a new story. Let me note this down really quick. Take your time. So, while I enjoy your mixology no matter what you put in front of me, I'd enjoy it even more if you could recall the location of my very precious manuscript. Hydrate. Did I forget to read it? I'm not sure what you mean, Soul. Oh, yeah, my character absolutely didn't read it. You know, the one I lovingly worked away at for almost half a century whilst my library came to be? Certainly. It should be just below this pile. No, wait, I must have put it over there, actually. Alright, given this ongoing battle with your organizational habits, it might take you a bit longer to recover it. And I have some pearls to get to, so how about this? I'll return in around 7 days, and then I can tell you all about my pearl hunt in exchange for my manuscript. My proofread manuscript. That would be helpful. Good. It was nice seeing your weary face again, Inkeeper. Likewise, Minthy. Have a safe and pearlful journey. Ha, I'll try. 7 days should be enough to read a manuscript, right? I knew it. A scandal in Zuffard. The dragon's back on my table again. Hold on, I gotta read my quest. The lively port city of Zuffard is known not only for its docks, but also for its large community of mages. Lately, there seems to be something mysterious going on there. The familiars of several archmages have gone missing and are nowhere to be found, but it's a big city, there must be someone who knows something. Could their disappearance be related to the tale of the sea witch who cursed Zuffard's docks? Good morning, Inkeeper. Could you please make me a drink? I need something to wake me up and help me feel agile again. Of course, Fable. Just a minute. Will you ever get anything but the Swift Strike, Fable? Let's mix your Swift Strike up a little bit. Let's see what we've got. So Swift Strike is brain and defense are the secondary. Alright. So let's use a Fey Crystal. Just to mix it up a little bit. Probably gonna make this my last day I play through. My throat's starting to get really scratchy. And I've been going for 3 hours. So that's a long time for a midnight stream. Thank you, I feel much better already. Long night? Very. Turns out there were a lot of farmers who needed help. Regret offering it? Not at all. I really enjoy being able to help people. Before, I just used to wish I could help, but I never felt competent enough to try. It's fun to try. A bit exhausting at times, but I think I much prefer this over waiting around. I still could use a bit more practice, though. That's fair. Just make sure you also practice taking breaks. You'll have a much easier time helping other people if you're not close to passing out yourself. That's what I have your drinks for. My drinks are not a gateway to burnout. I admire your kindness, Fable, but you too should fall under the umbrella of people you're being kind to. I mean, I am pretty good at falling. You're pretty good at a lot of things. I try. I know. Stay and have a rest now, okay? Okay, thank you. Good day to you, Inkeeper. Good day to you too, adventurer. Yes, an adventurer. That is what I am indeed. I come here seeking a drink. What a coincidence. I do happen to have some of those in stock. What can I get you? What kind of drinks do adventurers usually get? Whatever drink they desire. Then, well, I could do with something that tastes good. Of course. Perhaps something that could protect me from my foes. Defense is the base of every adventurer's skill set, is it not? Possibly. Let's try it out. Well, I'm glad you think it's a good way to start the weekend. Defense, 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 defense. So do you want to go with First Snow or Frosted Lagoon? So does he want Charisma and Attack? Or Charisma and Agility? Let's go with this. I think this would be more in line with what my character would make. Yeah, Honeyflower works good. Oh! Oh, okay, I see what it did. Alright, one of these. And 1, 2, 3 of these. Also, my arm is getting a little numb from where it's I'm having to hold it for the mouse, even with my pad and my wrist rest and everything. Liquid protection against your foes. Now for half the price. Thank you so very kindly. Do you like it? Well, yes, of course. Then you should say so. I apologize. I forgot to do the thing where you say your words out loud. I get that. Now that you've acquired your drink, care to introduce yourself? How incredibly rude of me to forget. I am Gustav Archibald Richmond III, son of Lord Gustav Albert Richmond II and Lord Dorothea Bridget the 27th. An up-and-coming hero from Windmore. And who might you be? The up-and-coming Inkeeper of Zenith. Happy to have you here. And I'm Fable of the Ashen Grove. Your Fable? Yes? Is that a bad thing? The Fable that saved Tregarin from werewolves? The very same. Wow! What an incredible pleasure it is to meet you. I've heard so many things about you. Oh? Good things, I hope. Of course! They said you single-handedly persuaded the werewolf to give up his wicked ways and reunited a family. That's one way to put it for sure. They do have a way with words. Incredible! A true hero indeed. They spoke of you helping with the aftershocks of the Starfall as well. I mean, that's a given. I need to help out when I can. You truly have the heart of a folk hero. How admirable. What about you, Lord Gustav Archibald Richmond III? What are you the hero of? Well, I'm, currently leaving my backstory era. I'm in the first act, so to speak, of my journey of becoming a full-blown adventurer. I've had a bit of a late start, but I shall catch up with haste. Also, Archie's just fine. You don't have to say the whole thing every time. Archie is the noble son of an influential family from Windmore. He's quite out of touch with reality, growing up around books instead of everyday people. He wants to experience the adventurous life he always read about, especially after hearing tales of Fable, the folk hero. Well, Archie, if it's haste you're looking for, I can help with that. Someone gifted me some golden feathers a few days ago. Perhaps an infusion for the right drink. They can hasten you up in no time. Really? That's spectacular! I always thought those things were myths or legends you only read about in books. Do you read a lot? Sometimes. Not that much. You should. You sound like someone who enjoys adventures, and books are so full of them. They are! I'm just too cool for books. Books are cool. You think so? Yes, I do. I mean, look at the Innkeeper's journal. It's so cool. The coolest. Oh, well, actually, maybe I do read quite a bit. I'm sorry for being so weird about it. Don't worry, we're all a little weird sometimes. What kind of books do you like? We're all a little weird sometimes. Fable, I'm writing that down. That's going in my quote book. Anything full of adventures and heroes and adventuring heroes. They're just like me. Obviously, my parents would much prefer if I read about other things, such as books on etiquette or the newspaper. I'm sure they would love it if I wrote a dissertation on the intricacies of the Diria negotiations, or even became a diplomat myself. But I think I would fare much better as a savior of this world, don't you think? The Diria negotiations? I'm unfamiliar. It's all really terribly boring, really. They were renegotiating trade routes due to the collapse of a canal bridge that was hit by a horde of spinal rhinoceroses. It's not going all that well because they can't agree on who should be paid for the repairs, the mainland or the Daria itself. Just thinking about it puts me to sleep. Then perhaps we should get back to more exciting topics. Alright. How do you plan to start off your hero's journey? By doing something heroic, of course. What's something heroic I could do? You could start by helping the local farmers. They're rebuilding their homes still and relocating their cattle as we speak. Great idea! How much gold should I give them? Gold? I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't mind gold, but I was thinking about lending them a hand, you know, physically, with your literal hands? Ah, okay, so I would go to the farmers and ask what they need for help? Of course, that sounds, I shall figure it out. Thank you for the inspiration, Fable. It has been an honor meeting you. I hope we shall cross paths again. Till my next quest, Innkeeper. Till then. That was adorable. Weird. Not because of him, he heard about me being a hero? That doesn't sound right. But you are a hero. Not really. I didn't even do that much yet. Not enough to be inspiring to anyone anyway. There are so much greater heroes than me out there. He wasn't impressed by other heroes. He was impressed by you. That's nice. You don't sound very happy about it. I am! It's really flattering, but I don't think I did enough to deserve his praise. I'm just some elf. It's not for you to decide who's impressed by you and who isn't. I'm personally going to keep bragging about knowing Fable, the great hero of the Ashen Grove and savior of Trigerin. Alright, I get it. Thank you, Inkeep. I'll try to better accept compliments. Ah, what name are we going by today? Hello, Innkeeper. Hello, Fable. Hello, Melly. And hello, Malachite. It's good to see you both again. Likewise. Right, Mal? Can I offer you two a drink? Actually, you can offer us a quest. Are you talking about the one you picked up, by any chance? Your incredible deduction skills strike again. I'm only trying to match wits here. Hee hee. So you're interested in saving those poor familiars? I am! Missing familiars, silent wizards, clues leading to a seemingly dead end? This sounds like a case for the world's greatest detective. And her sneaky assistant. They do sound like a great team. They're not a team. But they're going on a quest together. They are not. Then why are you here? She didn't want to come here alone. She said she can't reach the quest board. And I needed a drink anyways. So you're sending Melly on a quest alone? As is customary, that's how the Shadowbanes have always handled it. Melly isn't part of the Shadowbanes, but she wishes to walk the path of thieves, so she must embrace their lifestyle. I think she's trying to walk the path of a detective, and that just sounds dangerous and negligent. I agree. You're not coming with me? Look, you made her cry again! Malachite, how dare you? No. Why not? I just explained that. Badly. But you have to come with me! Why? It's clearly a job for 2 people. There's no job that can't be done alone. What if I need someone to sneak into the crime scene to gather evidence? Didn't you want to go on this quest to test your stealth training? But what if I get nervous? And what if I forget how to be stealthy? Or what if none of the familiars want to talk to me? I don't know, Melina. And what if I come back and you've been eaten by a T-Rex? Who cares? I do! I think you should go with her. I think you should mind your own business. And I think you should make better decisions. Melly is right. You two make a good team, especially for this case. So stop hiding from the imaginary T-Rex of emotional vulnerability and just go on this familiar-themed vacation. You might even enjoy it. Listen, Melina, even if I wanted to come with you, I couldn't. I've got obligations, things to do. You're a thief. You don't have fixed working hours, and you don't have any other friends waiting around for you. Maybe not, but I do have a sheepfish to take care of. You have a sheepfish? I do. His name is Rufus, and he doesn't do well alone. Plus, he needs to be fed and to do his daily crossword puzzles. Otherwise, his wool will get strawy. Oh, well, you're right. You can't just leave Rufus alone. He'll get lonely. Yeah. I could take care of Rufus. What? Well, I live nearby, and I'm very good with animals, and pretty decent at crossword puzzles. That sounds like an excellent idea to me. Hydrate! Water. What if Rufus doesn't like you? He will, certainly after one of Fable's famous lullabies. You sing? Sometimes. Maybe you can sing a song about how Mal and Rufus got eaten by a T-Rex while the familiars booed me out of town. I think I'd prefer a song about you and Malachite saving those familiars instead. Right, Mal? Fine, but just this once. See it as a final exam for your training. Yay! That sounds fun. Wonderful. So do you two need any help on your quest? Don't know. What do you think, Detective? Well, it's great that you would ask, mighty assistant. Please don't call me that. Okay, Mighty Mal then. No. How about John? Sure. So, John, thanks for asking. He had to change his name again. I have studied the quest given to us closely, and I have come to the conclusion that there is only one option. This is a classic case of finding the right clues sprinkled throughout the witnesses' testimonies and piecing them together correctly. The townsfolk, the wizard, the familiars. They'll all have different conflicting information, and we'll need to collect and untangle it to see all to see the whole picture. But to achieve that, we need to be charismatic enough to get the truth out of them. And for those who still refuse to talk to us out of guilt or fear, we'll need to activate our stealth powers. Find those hidden clues ourselves. Also, we should be quick so they can't destroy any evidence. I can offer you some of your golden feathers. They do come with the sweet aftertaste of haste. That way you should be able to make it to Zufford much quicker. Great idea! I think you underestimate the severity of the situation. What would you suggest instead, John? I agree with the stealth part. We could use a hint of dexterity to make sure we remain unseen for as long as possible. But I believe our focus should be on overpowering whoever is responsible for this. If they're making familiars disappear, they won't be interested in the discussion. Not a fair one, at least. We should fight first, ask questions later. I guess you got bored of the stealthy approach. Different problems require different solutions. If you're itching for a fight, may I recommend fresh Phoenix chilies? Some fire resistance could be a big advantage against wizards or familiars. Whether a fireball or fire breath, you wouldn't want to walk in unprepared. Does Andu have fire breath? Technically, yes, but he's usually too lazy to use it. It helps a bunch with roasting marshmallows, though. I'd love to try Andu's marshmallows. I'll see if I can set something up for you when you return. Thank you! I think some s'mores could also help convince those familiars to help us. That's ridiculous. A dagger would be far more convincing. I think both could work. Inkeeper, what do you think? They definitely need a bit of dexterity for sneaking around, but what should they pair it with? Haste for a quick arrival and charisma for smooth talking, or pure strength and some fire resistance? Let me think about it. Based on how I've been going so far, we're going with haste and smooth talking. So golden feather, and then golden feather gives haste and magic, and then we want the smooth talking. Spoken heart is good for that. But doesn't have haste, or doesn't have speed. This one does have speed and intelligence. Okay, let's go with Sunny Breeze. Yes, I am going to sleep. I promise. It wasn't like I did it on purpose, you know, not sleeping. And I told you already, I'm gonna call it after this day ends. But again, I didn't not sleep on purpose, guys. Like... It's not a choice. Oh, that's right. I had a -1. I think this case needs a delicate hand. The best detective work is achieved through clever conversation. Ha! You're spot on! Guess this is how I die. Don't be so pessimistic. My drinks have your back. Do you think you're prepared to solve this case, detective? Yes, with your help, we'll complete this quest with haste. We'll be back soon. Best of snooping. I should go with them to pick up that sheepfish before they disappear into the night. Don't forget to sing him a lullaby. Rufus or John? Rufus. Right, obviously. I'm gonna go right now. Oh, look, I really tried to sleep last night. It wasn't my fault I only got 1 hour of sleep. It was my brain's fault. And I did sleep when I got home. I just slept with my alarm. Have fun, Fable. Inkeeper. I have no idea what voice they gave her. Chrissy, glad to see you're all right. Likewise, good to see you and the tavern are unharmed. It's quite the disaster out there. And I'm just passing through. I don't have time to stay for long. Need to check on the cottage and the birds. And Fable. I'm sure everything is as it was. The canopies of the grove are sturdy after all. Which is why I chose to make it my home. That and the landscape. I hope your trip was nice at least. Oh, it was. It felt good to recharge and refill the creative juices. We walked a lot, actually. Almost mapped out the whole island. We also hiked to the foot of the Barayan Ridge, where the auroras touched the peak. I heard the view is quite remarkable. It was. I'd never seen anything like it before. It was the first time I got a glimpse of them. Also caught a glimpse of the infamous Banshee. Everyone told us to avoid the Lovely Lagoon because of her, but it's too beautiful to ignore. I doubt the banshee means any harm. Everyone yearns for a friend after all, even scary creatures. It gets lonely as a monster sometimes. Everyone is scared of you. People shouldn't be. No one can choose who they're born as. We should accept them as they are. I have a few patrons who'd really appreciate hearing that. Then I'd be happy to meet them. Speaking of which, I got you something. Oh? Remember the nymphs from when we last spoke? I do. I met one at an art convention. She was selling little homemade trinkets. I remembered our conversation and got you this. Oh, look at that trinket. For those who can't see my arrow, it disappeared. It just appeared above her left shoulder, the side with the gray bird on it. I thought you might appreciate it. I do. Thank you. It'll certainly always have a special place in my heart knowing it came from you. Aw, you're such a sweet talker, but you can't trick me into giving you my name. What would I want with names? Nothing good, that's for sure. But for realsies, I have to leave now. I've been gone for too long. See you around, Inkeep. See you around, Chrissy. Take care of yourself. Always. Hiya. Good to see you again. It's been a while. Yes. A while. A while. 6,000 years. More like 2 months. Oh. I thought I had hibernated longer. You hibernated at this time of year? It was for the Bloomtide Festival. It happens near my swamp every year during the Dreaming Moon. Druids and bards join together in search of the moon poles for 2 whole weeks. They dance, they laugh, they scatter pretty little flowers everywhere. They hope if they can satiate the land, it will lead them to the reflection of the cosmos. You mean the set of mythical lakes that's said to reflect all of the 7 moons at once? Yes. Ever since the Twilight Chasm portal opened up within them, a mere 30 years ago, travelers have become increasingly obsessed with bathing in their beauty. Such festivities sound exciting. No! They are loud with their songs, and they're arguing about getting lost in the endless maze of the marshes. And they walk around with torches of burning ember that they sweep way too close to my precious vines. Why would you bring fire into a swamp? It is a little rude. Exactly! You know, I tried to join them one time. Their dainty flowers intrigued me, and I snuck up to them, dressed in my prettiest poison ivy, adorned with thorns of the undying trees. And you know what they did? What? They chased me away with their fiery broom, chanting, "Demon, be gone!" from the top of their tiny lungs. So, now I hibernate every dreaming moon. That way, I don't have to listen to their jolly tunes. Maybe you should give them another chance. Very few Gaians are familiar with the creatures of the bogs, only with stories about their bone-crushing teeth. What's wrong with bone-crushing teeth? They think you might want to crush their bones with them? Oh, but that would be so rude. They don't think that way. But I think if they got to know you, they'd like you a lot. After all, you make the best flower crowns in all of Gaia. Maybe even all of Asteria. Though Those sound perfect for a festival. You might be right. Maybe I'll greet them with some flower crowns next year. I could even open up a seasonal flower crown store. I'd definitely buy one. But right now, I'm awake and thirsty. Do you have swamp water on the menu today? I'm all out, sorry. Too bad. Something else then. Oh, I know. Do you still have those drinks that make you feel like an itsy bitsy spider? I want to feel fast and dangly. Oh, stretch. Oh, stretch. Oh, crack. In fact, I still do. Give me one moment. I make so many of these drinks. A spider's agility in a cup, just for you. Oh, delicious. I feel like I could scale any spider web and devour any fly. Thank you, Inkeeper. What woke you up from your slumber, anyhow? The night sky fell into my dirt hut. It burned my favorite weeping willow to bits. I am replanting it into many small, sniffling willows. They are feasting upon the ashes of the stars that tried to extinguish them. It's a powerful nutrient. Sounds tasty. After the trees and winds and pillbugs calmed down, I had planned to go back to sleep. All that calamity made me awfully tired. But when I tried to sleep, all I could focus on was this feeling spreading in my chest. Heartburn? Loneliness. I thought I should get out there and advertise my new spa. Because only crickets were visiting, and they aren't very good at marketing. You know, maybe if people visit me instead of me visiting them, they won't chase me off. So I went to where I knew people could use my services. The werewolf camp in the Ashen Grove. I didn't want to intrude on their personal space, of course. So I just hung the coupons up on pieces of thin red string in the nearby canopies, together with some jolly little bells so that the wind would announce their presence, like little spells that draw you towards the nearest mud masks. I hope they'll visit me sometime. I didn't know you opened a spa. It's new. I want to share my flowers and mud and pools with everybody so we can all look beautiful together. That sounds wonderful, Baya. I agree. Baya is an ancient swamp creature I've known for a long time. She is a very sweet soul, but other people tend to find her terrifying, even attacking her. Baya loves spiders and opened a swamp spa a while ago. Sadly, she hasn't gotten a lot of visitors yet. Can I leave some of my coupons here? Yes, of course. Thank you. Please hand them out to all of your customers. I will happily share this fantastic offer with them. You could also just come here more often and hand them out yourself. Ah, but there's There's no one else here. Except the jackdaw. Do you want a coupon, little creature? I will leave one in your nest. No one's here because it's almost closing time, Baya. You have to come by earlier, during the day, earlier in the evening, or during events. But there will be people here! Yes, I believe that was the point. Too scary. I shall go now. Don't forget to hand out my coupons. Will do. Alright. Thank you everybody for coming to hang out with me. I really appreciate you. Especially since the stream launched at midnight. I did not expect this many people to show up. I've had a fantastic time. And next time, next Thursday, we will be doing Twin Flames on the 8th of the Astral Moon. If I get a chance, I will stream between now and then. It is probably not gonna be super likely, as I have an event this weekend that's taking me out of town. But I love you all. Thanks for coming, and you have a wonderful rest of the week/week.